Episode number 40 on this Super Bowl Sunday. If you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, congratulations. Your team just won the Super Bowl as we speak. We're bringing you the news, the show recaps, and all of that fun stuff here on episode number 40.
Wait. I gotta get my stuff in.
Quiet on set. Places, everybody. And action.
Welcome in to episode number 40. I am Kurt. That is RK. Hope you're having a beautiful day, morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time of the day you're watching this. We are recording on Sunday, February 9th, and the Philadelphia Eagles have just won the Super Bowl. I am sorry if you are a Chiefs fan, but the dynasty, the three-peat is no more. But let's be honest, RK, if you watch football, the Chiefs aren't going away anytime soon. It's kind of like if you could compare the Chiefs to a professional wrestler, who would it be?
First, you cut me off,
Oh, sorry.
and then we come back. We're a wrestling podcast, and you're talking about fucking football. No one gives a shit.
But did you see
Anyways,
how I did the thing?
yeah, I saw how
Right.
you did it. And no,
Twisted
we're not here to talk about
to the
football. Chiefs,
thing.
Eagles, Bengals, White Tigers,
To the
Cobra Kai. Who cares? No one
comparing.
cares.
Haven't watched that yet. Yeah. Anyway, how we doing,
Anyways.
RK? Are we doing good?
I
Everything
am
good?
fantastic. It's Road to WrestleMania.
Yes.
Officially kicked off this week. And yeah, no, we're good, man. It's Sunday. We're doing what we do best. And you know what? I realized I was like, looked at our episode today. It's episode 40. We're coming up on 1 year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a second. WrestleMania is like end of April this year. I'm like, is episode 52 going to be on WrestleMania weekend? And I started doing the math and I was like, and no, episode 50 will be WrestleMania weekend.
Oh, that's kind of cool though. 50 halfway to 100. I like that. Yeah, we're 40 episodes into this, and that's crazy to think we are 10 episodes away, and you put it that way, from WrestleMania. RK, I'm on the verge of deleting my Twitter because the nonsense of the IWC is just baffling to me. Nobody is happy. Everybody's mad and upset with their lives, and nobody's enjoying the ride that the WWE.
You know what?
Taking.
They're all watching the AEW. That's what the problem is.
No, it's diehard WWE fans that I've seen before, and now they're really upset. And I'm like, what are we doing, people? What are we doing? Enjoy the ride. Oh, I'm not excited for WrestleMania. I'm pretty pumped for WrestleMania. This card.
We know nothing about WrestleMania yet. Absolutely, there's not one confirmed match for WrestleMania yet.
The only thing we know is that Charlotte Flair and Jey Uso will have a match against the title holder. That's it.
There is absolutely nothing confirmed.
Nope, nothing confirmed.
How can you not? How can you be unexcited or excited about something that you don't know what's happening? And it's WrestleMania, and if you're bitching about it, why do you even watch wrestling? Go watch like soccer or something. Jesus. Then you can definitely be bored. Yes, I know exactly what I did there, Kurt. I know exactly what I did there.
Anyway, I know we're gonna get into it in the news here in just a second. I just want to say this off top. We're gonna talk about some releases that happened here in the WWE. I love the people that didn't have a single word to say about certain people that are released, but then when they're released, it's like the end of the world and they were their biggest fan. It's hilarious to
Oh
me.
yeah, all
Oh
the
my
ACAM
god.
and Rizar fans came out in full force.
Right, like where were you guys? And I didn't even give a thumbs up, but thank you, FaceTime video camera. Thumbs up to
Kurt
that.
approves of the releases, people. He approves of them, every single one of them.
Um, I'll let you, when we get to news, you'll run through the releases and I'll have a comment about it. But it's yeah, interesting week. But some decisions were made. But other than that, we are rolling along here on episode number 40. So I guess it's no time to dilly dally. I think we dive right into it here, RK. It's time to get into the news, the rumors, the innuendo. It is the hit piece here on the Top Rope Renegades. This is the week of February 3rd to today, February 9th, 2025. And man, if you look at the headlines before reading the words, the very top one has been an ongoing saga in the pro wrestling world of the past hell
It's
since it was
it's
announced.
it's it's phenomenal that this
Oh,
one show has produced so much news for us. It's been our bread and butter for like the
no
last
kidding.
4 months.
Well, we're almost there. We're a week away from it, but let's get into the headline here. AEW's Grand Slam. Tony Khan says AEW Grand Slam Australia was always supposed to be a TV special rather than a pay-per-view. Having this be a TV event has always been the plan. That's something that the network wanted. It's something the network brought to us recently as an opportunity to follow NBA All Star Saturday. We saw it as a huge opportunity. It was a great vote of confidence for our partners at Warner Brothers Discovery. It will be one of the biggest nights of the year on TNT. It's a great opportunity to give the lead in. To be given the lead in. RK, you have an update here from the social media team from All Elite Wrestling?
Well, first I'm going to touch on this. One, this show pay-per-view whatever was announced what, like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And in this statement, it's something the network brought to us recently as an opportunity to follow NBA All Star Saturday. So what's recently? 6 months recently?
No, not necessarily.
Um, so right there, you just kind of said, "Well, no, that
And
wasn't always the plan, there, Tony."
yeah,
Um,
it's
and he said opportunity a lot, like 4 times.
well. I want to take. Do you remember when they posted at one point? They posted a lot of things about Grand Slam. Don't get me wrong, but remember when they posted the time slots? They were like, "We'll be
Yeah,
airing it this time," and it was the exact same time that All Star Saturday Night was supposed to air.
yeah, just
Oh,
wild. But
but
no, it's
yeah,
always been the plan to follow NBA All Star Saturday
it hasn't because
recently,
they
but always.
definitely posted that it was airing the same time. But I'm sure there's more
Anyways,
as you have
yes,
here.
AEW's social media team posted recently, as in like yesterday.
Hmm.
Um, we are 7 days out from AEW Grand Slam Australia on pay-per-view at the Brisbane Entertainment Center. I guess Tony Khan forgot to tell his social media team that Grand Slam has always been a TV special that's tape delayed for 21 hours and is basically just a fancy collision.
Yes.
He must have forgot to tell his social media team
Yeah. Yep.
that the plan has always been that since day one.
Right. It's
Yeah.
the post on social media, and it was up for a minute too. They edited the post afterward.
Well, you once it's on the internet, it's there forever.
Yep, you can literally go to that post on X and hit
I
older versions, and it pops up review events still.
Well, there's websites that show that logs
Yeah,
everything on websites that are posted and saves them. It's a time machine. And you go back and look at everything that's ever been posted or edited. Um, it's kind of funny. And I mean, porn stars. I mean, legit business. You know, sex has been the business of the world for. Are we far enough in the podcast to talk? Yes, we are. Okay, sex has been the business of the world for so many years. Since
did you
Jesus Christ
see
days, probably sooner. But anyways, like
the
porn
Super
stars
Bowl
think that they
commercials?
can just get all their pictures deleted off
Oh
of
yeah,
the
no.
internet. It's never gonna happen.
What you say it all the time? Sex sells, right?
It does,
Did
100%.
you see the
It's
breast
the world's
cancer?
oldest. It's the world's oldest profession.
Did you see the breast cancer awareness ad from the Super Bowl? I don't know if you were watching.
No, I'm in Canada.
It was literally the theme of that commercial was zooming in on boobs. It was all boobs.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
they know what they're doing. I was like, all right, here we go.
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
So, good job, Tony, trying to backtrack and make yourself look like an even bigger idiot in the process. Should have probably just let it be. Just let the show happen. Stop talking about it and move on.
Yeah. It's been a
And not to
debacle.
mention, Dave Meltzer thinks we're going to have the greatest matchup of all time on at that show. So,
do you got more on that coming here in a bit?
I might as well just dive into that.
Yeah,
Right
go
now.
ahead.
Why not?
Just go ahead.
Why not just dive into this? Dave Meltzer. I mean, the guy knows wrestling, right? He is.
Can I preface this by saying Harley Cameron? I haven't watched AEW, but the clips I've seen, she's actually killing it. Like, shout out to Harley Cameron. She's entertaining as shit with what she's doing. But
Well, she made Mercedes Moné cut the best promo of her life.
Yeah, shout out to Harley Cameron. Yeah, with a hand up the puppet's ass. It was good. Harley's on fire, and apparently the fans love it. But go ahead, please enlighten the people on what Dave Meltzer said.
So just we all have to tune in next Saturday to watch the greatest match of all time that's about to happen.
Yeah,
literally the greatest match. This is the most wild take I've ever heard in my life on an upcoming match. Just wild, literally wild. Anyways, anybody watching that's been watching wrestling for a long time, or dives into all the classic matches, will understand the reference instantly. It is absolutely wonderfully it did make a person's career, literally.
yes, yes.
But to compare it to that is just a wild take. But I mean, it's Dave, so when you own part of the company, you gotta pump up that company, right? So Dave Meltzer, as he posted this today, Dave Meltzer compares the upcoming Mercedes Moné versus Harley Cameron match at AEW Grand Slam Australia to Ric Flair versus Steen. Mercedes this is direct quote from Dave. Mercedes is really, really good. I guess Dave was having a tough word day. But anyways, and I think this is the biggest test for Mercedes.
Oh, okay.
She's never faced Charlotte Flair or Bayley or anything, I guess. No big deal. Because they're going to Australia, and Harley's from Australia, and she's going to lose in Australia. And she's getting a championship match, and she's really over. Yes, that's fair. That's fair.
Yes,
part of that is true.
Harley
I still
is
think she's
very over.
I mean, I'll give AEW the benefit of the doubt that maybe they let Harley win in her hometown, but we've seen that's not normally the case.
Come on.
And if Mercedes is the great worker that she often shows herself to be, she should take this as a challenge to go, like, away forever. You know what? I'm gonna make this. What the fuck? You know what? Okay, he's now talking as Mercedes. She should be going. You know what? I'm gonna make this woman. I'm gonna be Ric Flair. You want to be Ric Flair? This is Ric Flair and Steen. That's what it is. So go and make Steen out of Harley. Dave just types in very weird ways that makes no sense. But basically, what he's saying is what she's thinking should be saying is that she needs to go out there and be Ric Flair and make Harley Cameron Steen. It's really just dumb. And I'm not saying Harley Cameron's as good as Steen, but Harley Cameron, as far as charisma and everything like that, she's showing as much as Steen did before the Ric Flair match. I'm not saying it's going to last for 40 years like Steen, but that's my analogy. Are you the Ric Flair of women? Go make her.
Dude, I'm sorry, but like, he had a rough 2024, and this is already starting out to be a shit show for Dave Meltzer in 2025. He's getting paid. I'm sorry. He's getting paid so much money from AEW and Tony Khan. There is no way you make that take and mean it, because he means it. And oh my god, he's an idiot. He's an idiot. I'm
in the same breath. Let me just find this here.
Oh my god, he's an idiot.
In the same breath, he can go out and just absolutely put on this glowing tale of Mercedes Moné as Ric Flair in his prime, and Harley Cameron is Steen as a rookie, and they're going to have the same quality. Probably, I would say top 20. You could probably put that match in the top 100 matches of all time, easy. He's saying that's going to happen on Saturday on a
TV special.
glorified Collision. But yeah, sure, have your take. You're Dave Meltzer. You earn the right to talk shit out of your ass. He also said yesterday about the whole Evolve thing. Actually, you know what? You're right there. You read it. It's right on the
Okay.
headlines.
We'll
It
get to
actually
the
ties in.
we'll get to the release superstars after this then. What if? Oh yeah, I do remember this now. As soon as I read the words "what if," I know what this is. WWE announced that it's a new show, Evolve, will premiere on Tubi March 5th. By the way, people, Tubi is free to anyone, and you can watch for free anywhere, anytime. Will premiere on March 5th. That is a Wednesday, and will air in the same time slot as AEW Dynamite. According to Dave Meltzer, this is not a coincidence. When asked on X, would you consider it concerning if somehow Evolve surpassed Dynamite in viewership? Dave replied with, "That's not going to happen." Bookmark.
It's unreal. He gives these glowing endorsements to AEW all the time, and then anything WWE posts, it's like, no, no, nope. The guy literally just asked if Evolve somehow managed to get higher numbers than Dynamite, would that be concerning? Just hypothetically asking the question, not saying that it will. He didn't come out and say Evolve will have higher numbers. He just asked the question, and Dave's like, "Will never happen."
Yeah.
Well, guess what, Dave? Everybody's going to call you out on that shit if it does happen. And honestly, yeah, I'm in the same camp that it probably won't happen. It is literally just a developmental show. But
If it does,
if enough people talk enough shit about how that show could never possibly surpass Dynamite, maybe, just maybe, everybody just tunes into it 1 week and say, "Look what we did."
Evolve is going to be the type of show that hardcore wrestling fans will watch. And it's free.
It's on Tubi. It's on Wednesdays. I'll tune in while I'm
It's
doing
free.
something else. I'll turn it
It's
on.
free. Well, I'll gladly come into the studio. We'll pop it on, and we'll who knows, do something else. But I'll throw it on. I'll have it in the background. But like, this is the type of show that people are gonna not a lot of people are gonna tune into. We know that, but it is free, easy to access. Now, how they
Tubi literally comes pre-installed on everybody's TV.
right now, how they get the not sure. I don't know because it's not on like a cable network or anything. But I'll be intrigued.
100% WWE, because they'll get the numbers from Tubi. They always get their report sheets at the end of the day about their numbers from the networks. 100% they'll get that number, and if it's high, they'll be like, "Oh, fucking post it."
Screw it.
You know now. You know literally that maybe last year maybe for the last 4 years there was a period where the WWE was just doing their own thing. They didn't really care about what AEW did, but it seems like in the last 4 months, WWE is purposely going out of their way to do things to bury AEW.
It makes me think of when Cat Williams was doing his comedy special, and he had the quote where he just ended the segment by going, "Shouldn't have been talking shit, bitch." That's what I thought
100%. And that's what it kind of feels like right now, because AEW would take shots all the time and WWE would just truckle on doing their thing. But lately it seems like, fine, you guys want a little bit of a war, we'll bring it to you.
It's not even a war. It's not. It's just totally not anymore.
Somebody release the max numbers. Release those max numbers. We still haven't seen the HBO max numbers.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
But everyone loves to come. So look, WWE is a dying company. They went from 6 million viewers to 3 million viewers. Yeah, 3 million viewers in 1 week is more viewers than AEW gets in a month over all their shows.
Ridiculous. If you ask some people, this is also ridiculous. Let's talk about some releases that happened. It's a business, people. It's not a video game. You can't have a roster of 325 wrestlers. Isla Dawn, Giovanni Vinci, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, Sonya Deville, Cedric Alexander, Akam Razor, Paul Ellering, Duke Hudson, Elektra Lopez, and Blair Davenport have all been released from the WWE this week. In reality, if you aren't going to use them, why hold them hostage? Let them have a chance to explore other avenues. Couldn't have said it better myself. What happens? We don't have anything for you. We're going to let you go. Go see if you can get work. Tony Khan, we don't have anything for you. Sit at home. And people's argument is, we'll make money. These people, the pro wrestlers don't want to make money, man. They want to work. Some do, sure.
The majority of them, maybe the older ones would be happy to just collect their paycheck.
Right.
Dustin Rhodes, and there's nothing wrong with that.
And I'm just saying, watch Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. They'll be back on WWE. It's fine. This happens all the time.
With them, it does happen all the time. And if it doesn't, they just walk back to New Japan and join the Bullet Club again.
They're done. They're at the end of their careers. They're just doing whatever they want at this point. So give them the freedom. They'll go to New Japan for sure. Hell, it'd be interesting to see them back in New Japan. Maybe they'll put on some bangers again.
The only name out of that whole thing, well, there's a couple names that made me raise an eyebrow. But then when you really look at it from a business point of view, it makes sense. Duke Hudson, I thought he has something. I think he will do just fine wherever he goes or whatever he figures out. But they brought up a good point. The dude's been in NXT for 6 years and he's 34.
Yeah.
The other one that made me raise an eyebrow, and I did not like this one, but again, it's a business. Blair Davenport. I don't think if they were going to bring her up to the main roster and not use her, they should have left her in NXT. I think she was never given a fair shot on the main roster. But it happens. It is what it is. Blair Davenport's going to have no problem. She's going to go back to her B. Priestley, the top Gaijin moniker that she had in New Japan. She'll be fine.
Yeah.
The rest, Akam and Rezar, they've already posted. Paul Elroy says this ain't over. They'll, Giovanni Vinci, you know what? He might have pissed somebody off.
I can't wait for that interview with Vinci to tell his tell-all what really happened.
Isla Dawn kind of sucks, but
if you're looking at
pure skill ability, see, I can't remember the other one's name right now.
Alba Fire.
Alba Fire is way better wrestler.
Yeah, but I don't know what they're gonna do with Alba. I mean, maybe she's
a way better wrestler. I'm sure. Cedric, he's gonna go join the Hurt Business. He'll be he'll be part of all ex WWE.
Right. Big argument broke out on Twitter that I saw. Well, guarantee some of these are going to be misses from WWE and they're going to regret this. Listen, in my mind, there's only 2 releases that I can think of right now that WWE did kind of drop the ball on, and that's Tony Storm and probably Swerve Strickland.
The only one I can see out of this list being a big mistake by them is Blair.
Yep. She's still young.
Duke is getting older, and I don't think he's ever going to catch on at that age. It's hard.
And Electra, she wasn't that great.
What did she really do? What did she?
She was just a manager at the end. Paul Ellering, I mean, he'll be around the WWE sphere. He will. He's OG legend. But it's interesting. Akam and Rezar did not have the same feeling that they had when they were in NXT. They never did. Never hit. Sonya. I mean, Sonya.
Oh, did I leave Sonya off there? Sorry,
no, Sonya. I read Sonya. She's right there. I see her name.
Oh, she is. Okay, good. I did get them all.
Sonya wasn't great in the ring anymore. Injuries kind of hurt her, and she just never really came back.
Injuries hurt her. Creative may have hurt her a bit. This whole Pure Fusion Collective thing, it's never been great.
It's still going to be a thing. Shayna and Zoe will probably still
not necessarily. But here's the thing. Zoe Stark is athletic as fuck, and she can go. So they still see potential there. Shayna Baszler's she's loved by the locker room.
Oh yeah,
she's absolutely loved by the locker room. Apparently, and she does her job. She's a Dolph Ziggler of the females. You put her in any situation, she's going to deliver for you.
I could see not Blair. I'm sorry. Shayna. I know she didn't get released or anything. It's kind of a little different, but I could see her doing something with TNA. I could see that. Maybe she goes over there and wreaks some havoc. But
nonetheless, it happens. Like I said, you can't have 355 wrestlers and you can't hold every one of them hostage. You might as well just give them a chance to go wrestle. Most wrestlers, and Kurt already said it, they're not. Yeah, they want the money but most wrestlers want to wrestle. That's what they want to do. They want to be seen. They want to do their craft, and if they can make some money while doing it, then bravo.
Yep. That is the headline.
And also, we don't know the behind the scenes. Maybe Sonya went to, maybe any of them. Sonya went to say, I'm not feeling this PFC thing. Do you have anything else? What's going on? Maybe can I get a release? Maybe some of them ask for releases. if they're
and
not
I
being
think
used how they want to be.
wasn't a couple of them were just not renewing your contract. I think.
Well, Sonya's one that was not renewing her contract, so
Yeah.
she'll be able to go wrestle right away as soon
Right.
as her contract's up, which is very soon.
I think she was at the end of February, but like Blair, I think will have a 90-day and whatnot. But
Isla has a 90 days. She said so on
Yeah.
Instagram. She said, "See you guys in 90."
yeah,
Acam, Rezar, Paul Ellering, they'll have 90s.
yep.
Cedric will have a 90 because they just recently just brought him back.
Mhm.
Cedric's an interesting one because Cedric's been around the WWE forever. He's the longest tenured wrestler that ever made it out of the cruiserweight show that lasted.
205 live.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So we'll see. Hey, wish him the best of luck. I want to see what Blair does. I am intrigued about to see where Blair ends up.
She'll probably go back to New Japan. Rumblings are she'll go back to New Japan. She was top. She was literally that was her top Gaijin was her nickname. Top female wrestler over there. So
I'm interested. Well, that's a wrap on the headlines here on the hit piece, but of course, more news to get to, and I'll let RK take this away.
yeah, I'm not going to beat this story to death. We touched on it last week. I'll bring it up again. It's seems to be popping up every day, and then another spot happened in the Friday match, SmackDown match that made it blow up again on the internet, and like everybody just thinks it's real, but I mean, at this point, y'all are getting worked hard, and WWE's loving it. LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, they have this feud. They hate each other. They're fist fighting in the middle of matches, legitly on SmackDown. Apparently, they totally didn't address it at all on live TV and made a big workout of it at all. Yeah, Drew, come on, people. Drew even said, if you didn't hear it from me or you didn't see it on WWE TV live, it's probably not true.
The funniest part was the people showing that clip of them like rolling around and fighting. Y'all must not know what a real fight looks like. I'm sorry.
If that's a fight to you. Yeah, last time I checked, some dude just don't go up and slap another dude in the back of the head and start a fight.
Yeah, and then roll
Actually,
around. Yeah, that'll start the fight, but they don't roll around and like
slap, and then
come on,
and then another guy just comes in and fake headbutts somebody else. Like, yeah, that
getting worked. You're getting worked,
and it's great. It's fantastic. Maybe at one point, maybe for like a split second, it was a shoot on Drew's part, but you don't know with Drew. Drew lives in kayfabe. He's one of the few wrestlers that does. Every interview he does, he's always taking shots. He's always talking like he walks out of interviews and stuff, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, is he pissed off?" No, it's Drew. He lives in kayfabe. He's got a persona that he's like the Undertaker. He's a modern day Undertaker. He will live in kayfabe.
Is a reason we both said he probably was the best. I can't remember what we said in the awards show, but he was the best promo in 2024
because he blurs the lines every single time
so well.
Per the Observer, Angelo Dawkins had minor knee surgery recently, and that's why he had the crutch at Royal Rumble. Well, Dave, you may be wrong, because in Friday's SmackDown promo, Angelo Dawkins schooled you, son.
Yeah.
Literally. In the promo, which, by the way, absolute goosebumps. Love that promo. Went back and watched it again. That promo was absolutely fire. Probably one of the best promos in wrestling in, like, recorded promos, like, polished like that in a long fucking time.
It was clean.
But basically, Angelo said, somebody just wants to screw us over. Well, no more. Life's a crutch, and y'all can finally say y'all saw me walking around on this thing.
Mic drop, bitch. That's what that was.
Loved it. And like I said, WWE's leaning into this shit now. They've been burying the dirt sheets for like the last 3 weeks straight.
Yep.
And yeah, Dave Meltzer posted this on Monday about how he had minor knee surgery and he needed the crutch to walk around. And then Friday they come out with a promo saying y'all saw me walking around on this. Yeah,
life's a crutch.
It's great. It is said that WWE absolutely loved working with the Indianapolis crew for the Royal Rumble weekend.
Yeah, I'm not gonna harp on it too much. I mean, it is my city, but for some reason in Indianapolis, when it comes to big events, we always knock it out of the park. It's been that way for clearly. Obviously, they say they loved it for the Rumble, Final Fours. Every time people come, they enjoy it. We have the Super Bowl was a big one. I think the Super Bowl was what really got the ball rolling for people to really enjoy coming to Indianapolis for big events like this. So I'm excited for the next stop that WWE
You
makes
guys
here.
also
So
happen to have one of the most iconic race weekends in all of
yes,
motorsports.
we always put on a good show for the Indy 500. Always big crowds. The city really shows out for that, and they really did. Indianapolis showed out for Royal Rumble weekend, and I'm looking forward to the SummerSlam we're gonna get, and definitely, obviously, WrestleMania.
Yeah, it was good shit. It was awesome.
I saw a lot of
Sorry.
people. I meant to say this last week, and maybe we talked about it a little bit. Of the way the stage was set up, the ramp was set up. People were like, "Okay, this is the coolest ramp setup for the Rumble." The way they had the camera, it has nothing to do with Indianapolis. I'm kind of harking back to the Rumble, but the way they could have the camera just kind of like on like a ramp, like a railway system almost, it just following. I thought it was pretty cool. You can only do
You
that on
work in media and you don't know what that's actually called. That's funny. Um.
yeah. I don't.
Anyways,
I work in radio.
right. Well, you have the face for it, honestly. Um.
Thanks.
No, seriously. Did you just say radio's not media?
No, I said you were talking about a camera, and you told me I work in media. I'm like, I'm not
Stop
throwing up
thumbs
thumbs
up and.
up. Um, I work in radio, so like,
Well, that's not what I said. I said media.
yeah,
But
but the
yeah,
media.
camera.
I
You
work
have
in.
cameras. You fucking have cameras and shit.
Fair enough.
It is said that WWE adored working with iShow Speed at the Rumble and would love to use them again in the future, possibly even at WrestleMania 41.
They love the amount of views he got on that
Well, yeah,
post.
yeah.
Yes, good for.
It is said that Alexa Bliss's new contract with WWE is for 5 years.
Whoa, she was never going to work for the company again.
Yeah, well, she just signed a 5-year deal, so get over it.
And I may be jumping the gun. I don't know. I haven't scrolled all the way through notes and whatnot. Did you see she signed with the same like agency, the
Paradigm,
Paradigm? Yeah.
CM Punk, and all of those. Yeah, Liv Morgan, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
It is rumored that the plan for WrestleMania 41 is a triple threat match between Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins. When I originally heard that, I was like, meh. And then I thought about it. I'm like, well, they did set it up perfect at the Rumble. CM Punk eliminating Roman and Seth, and then Seth stomping on Roman, and then it gives they can build it all together.
He didn't just stomp him. He took 2 feet and threw his fucking head into the.
And also they're using that angle to keep him injured through the elimination chamber because obviously they have no plans for him getting a title shot and they don't want him to take a loss at elimination chamber, which makes
Yeah,
sense.
the triple threat. It's interesting. Like you said, nothing's set in stone.
But they have set the seeds for it.
The seeds have been planted, but there's seeds everywhere for this WrestleMania. We don't know what's really going to happen, and
That's why I
I'm
said
okay with that.
rumored.
I'm
That's
okay
why I
with. I
said
know.
rumored.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with not hearing. Yep, that's it.
If it
Until we're
changes, I'll
close.
just tell them creative changed, okay?
Exactly.
Dave Meltzer says The Rock was livid when the news of his not wrestling at WrestleMania 41 got out when it did. What's more, there were some who were upset that he made his return at Bad Blood after the show, despite knowing he wouldn't be working WrestleMania 41.
Yeah, Rocky, you kind of did do it to yourself a little bit. Where you made the comments about WrestleMania 41 and we're on the cusp of something great and we're going to do big things. Now, yeah, you could have been talking from a TKO board, executive position there. But these people, us fans, we hear that and we're like, okay, you're clearly going to be involved. If he isn't, okay. If he is, oh, glorious.
Honestly, at this point, they don't even need him, but
No,
he's just
no.
icing on the cake.
Yeah. And
WWE is in
that's,
such a good position right now where they have so much talent that it's ridiculous what they can put together.
yeah,
They're not going to miss.
what's interesting is that we've said it before and we'll continue to say it. If The Rock wants to be at WrestleMania, guess what? He'll be at WrestleMania. Simple
Yep.
as that.
It is believed that John Cena went directly back to Budapest after the Royal Rumble to continue filming his movie there, and he will not be back on TV until Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, this is bringing up the whole. He said he was going to run a full time schedule. No, he said certain amount of dates. Now, if it comes down
Well,
to it,
he's running out of that time to run those
if
certain amount of
if he
dates.
doesn't hit those dates, then I'm gonna be pretty pissed off. Like, dude, what are you
Like
doing?
what he
But
said, like 35,
35,
40
36.
dates.
So,
Yeah.
like at the end of the
So
day, once he gets done
2
with
months.
this,
That's about 9.5 months, 9 months of shows. So
he could. I
it
mean,
is 9 months of show. 9 months of show. So really, once WrestleMania hits, that's when he goes full time.
yeah, that's fine. It's okay.
It is believed that an announcement is going to be made soon about the Money in the Bank PLE this year, probably before WrestleMania 41. Many are saying that it will be held in an international venue and probably be in July.
Yeah, I'll probably announce that at Elimination Chamber. I think they did it last year too, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
So, makes sense. Yeah, I don't know where it'll be. Where was it last year? Toronto, right?
Toronto.
So it won't be in Toronto this year because that's where Chamber
There
is.
is talk that it'll be held overseas.
I could see it being in like Germany, maybe.
Yeah, well, yeah, Germany or London, because London, well, the
They did
UK
it.
lost their Clash in the Castle. So
They did do a Money in the Bank in the UK, I think, in the past.
I would say probably. I mean, I'm only guessing, but I did hear a report that they weren't running anything in Germany this year. So probably the UK, I would say. But anyways, unless it's all up to rumors until they announce something.
I need them to do it in the Tokyo Dome.
Maybe it's in Mexico. There'll only be a 25% tariff on it.
Yeah. I thought the rumor was that Backlash was in Mexico.
Yeah. Well, Mexico, the rumor is Mexico's getting something this year. Nikki Bella has done significant numbers being back on WWE Shop, and the company is thrilled with that and her return in general. If she wants a full-time run, it sounds like that can happen.
Yeah, what's funny about you saying that is where my seats were at the Rumble in the main concourse area when you walk up the stairs, there was a merch booth. Nothing of hers was there. But then end of the night, walking up the stairs, you look at the merch booth, Nikki Bella gear everywhere. I'm like, smart. And then clearly her numbers have been fantastic.
Fightful Select says Jordan Grace's 5-year contract with WWE includes her retaining full rights to her name and theme song.
Okay.
She is expected to start in NXT, but likely won't be there for long because she got a main. Her deal's a main roster deal.
They're probably just saying, here, go to NXT because we got all this, stories and whatnot going on. We're gonna try and get sorted out for Mania. But let's be honest, we both can agree that if they wanted to pivot on some stuff and throw her in a main event feud for WrestleMania, they could do it.
Instantly. She's over as fuck, and she's good.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Yeah, we already touched on that. Dave Meltzer noted that Duke Hudson was released by WWE because he's 34 years old, and they didn't see him as a main roster player. Yeah, exactly. Obviously. Good job, Dave. Dakota Kai is on the cusp of returning to WWE after suffering a concussion on Raw last month. She is expected to be on the road in a couple of weeks or by the end of this month at the latest. So.
I thought I had read.
And Adam Pearce did post today.
Okay. Yep.
Adam Pearce did post today because that was from
February 6th.
That was from PW Insider, and we all know about those idiots. They don't go back and edit anything. But yeah, Adam Pearce posted that Dakota Kai's in a match tomorrow. An eliminator match, I think, too.
No, it's a tag match. She's with EO.
Tag match, yeah.
On
EO
Liv
versus Liv and Raquel. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Tyler Bate is now cleared and will be back on Raw soon. It's unknown if he will reform the New Catch Republic with Pete Dunne.
Well, the way Pete's character is, I don't know. Tyler could be a heel, but yes, I want them to do their tag team because that tag division on Raw could use a little New Catch Republic.
I think they're working towards it because, I mean, SmackDown's tag division, we'll get into his shows, is on fucking fire out of nowhere. And, I mean, even DIY is starting to get crowd reactions, so it's gaining steam. Raw, I think they'll be fine once they figure out what they want to do there. But I think Triple H is actively trying to make the tag team divisions better. Yeah, because that's always been a low point. Tag team divisions in general are always kind of a low point because it's kind of hard to get a lot of excitement unless you got big, huge names in the division.
When was the last time that tag divisions were so on fire? You really got to go
on
back
fire. Edge,
yeah,
Dudley Boys,
Hardy's,
Christian. Hardys,
that time period of tag teams
the
was
Brothers of Destruction,
yep. But here, past
the
few
Rock and
years,
Sock Connection,
the Stone Cold Steve Austin, the 2-man power trip, Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H 2-man power
the 3-man band.
All right, easy.
Yeah. We'll get into
Hold on. That was
get into that.
Jinder,
That was Jinder, Heath Slater, and
Drew, wasn't it? It was Drew.
Yep.
What a fucking tag.
And then I think Drew ran with it as the 1-man band for a little bit, or was that
I'm
Heath?
just one man in one man. That was Heath Slater's. And then Heath Slater did the "I have kids" angle with Brock Lesnar.
We'll get into that era of wrestling and how Kurt told me the greatest thing happened during that era, but
I didn't say it was the greatest thing. I said it's all we had.
Well, we'll get into it. According to WrestleVotes, and you can actually see it because we'll get into it on the NXT review, but Ethan Page even kind of alluded to it himself in the promo. But WrestleVotes says there are plans for NXT general manager Ava to be more prominently featured on television. The idea is to have her merchandise and character more connected to her father, The Rock, and to play off his final boss persona. And when we get to NXT, I'll touch on how Ethan Page alluded to that himself. So they're setting the seeds already early.
Can I show you something real quick with Ethan Page?
Yeah.
I just saw it on Twitter a second ago. He just posted this. Kendrick Lamar was the halftime show, and there was a moment where Kendrick did this move right here. So Ethan Page said, nice. Even Kendrick's down. Even Kendrick's down with all ego.
Kendrick's a dog, man. He got Drake's ex to Crip Walk.
Yeah, and then he had an entire crowd of people scream A minor.
Dude's a dog, man.
He brought out SZA. I was so happy.
Somebody needs to check on Drake. Someone really does.
Somebody said he went to his nuclear bunker about 2 minutes before the halftime show started. So,
did you see his show in Japan or whatever it was, where he came out with gold holes in his shirt and he was like smoking? It's just like, no, buddy, you lost.
I thought Kendrick's was better though. I really did.
Yeah, well, Kendrick's halftime in the Super Bowl and Drake's off crying somewhere.
Still love Drake.
Several wrestlers in WWE told Fightful Select that they are frustrated with their Def Rebel theme songs and have actively tried to get their old ones back.
Please,
yeah,
for the love of God.
Like, how many times do people have to say Def Rebel sucks? Like, they have the odd one here and there that grows on you, like the Ethan Page one. I gotta say, I made fun of that
first.
But it's like, more you listen, it's like, when it works for him, it works. But yeah, very rarely does that happen with Def Rebel stuff.
Yeah,
we already went over this. Meltzer said it's not a coincidence that WWE is trying to evolve. Yeah, no shit, it's not a coincidence. They want to see. Let's see what Dynamite has. Elijah, aka Elias,
WWE stands for Walk with Elias.
Walk with Elias, yes. And AEW stands for what?
All empty
WWE.
I was gonna say all empty wrestling.
No, now it's all ex WWE.
That's fair.
Remember when Meltzer used to rip on TNA for signing all ex WWE talent and not having a developmental system?
So I brought that up. I told you that because I was listening to Deadlock Pro, and they just do this thing where they go through like old shit and they read off news from the week of the show they're talking about. And Meltzer was talking about that. It's like he said, like TNA is gonna fail. They don't have a development system. They're using all these ex WWE guys, and it's not working.
Fast forward 15 years later.
Interesting.
It has been confirmed that Kevin Owens re-signed a
Shut the fuck
contract.
Up. Don't talk about this. Go ahead.
What?
No, read it how you were reading it. Go ahead.
It has been confirmed.
By who?
Forgetful.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Read it through. This shit was funny to me. I'm sorry.
Oh, you want me to read it? How? Okay.
Well, read Kevin's tweet. But so Kevin tweeted what he tweeted. RK will read it. But the fact that Kevin announced it. Kevin literally put it out there onto Twitter, and then Fightful had to go and then do what?
No, go through it. You're going through it. Go through it.
I don't
Do it.
I don't have Kevin's tweet pulled up. But what was just funny to me is that Kevin Owens literally put it out there. Is like, "Yep, signed this contract, did it. Here it is. If you guys help support my daughter's Girl Scout troop by buying some cookies, I promise to keep wrestling for at least 4 years, 11 months, and 22 days more." He did put the link, and then he tagged Bon Jovi in it as well. But the fact that Fightful wanted to go out of their way, they're like, we did confirm that Kevin Owens has signed a 5-year. Brother, you didn't have to do it. Well, why? What do you gain from just being like, we did confirm it? The literal fucking guy posted it. I understand he did it in a funny way. Maybe that's not, your type of humor there, Sean Ross Sapp. But come the fuck on. It was just funny to me. And honestly, I should click the link. Maybe buy some Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, you should. I don't think I can buy them from Canada, so.
But what if does his family not live in? Does he still not reside there?
Well, actually, maybe he does reside in Canada still. Actually, I don't know. Actually, I don't know that. I'm not, and we don't condone giving out wrestlers' personal addresses or harassing them online or in their DMs. Stop that already. Stop it. Stop. You're all very bad people if you do that kind of stuff.
I just want to say dude. So that you can get it. Yeah, you can buy cookies.
Girl Guides or Girl Scouts.
It's Girl Scouts.
Yeah, that's the States then. Girl Guides is in Canada.
Okay, Citrus. So Citrus County. I think it's Florida. But yeah, she hit her goal.
Oh yeah, easy.
She sold over 3,000 boxes of cookies and counting. Yeah, you could go.
Her classmates would be pissed. She's getting that trip to Paris or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, their classmates are pissed. They're like, really, your dad?
Just because your dad's famous.
She sold over 3,000 boxes of cookies. Yeah, you can go to the link right now and order you some cookies. They'll ship directly to you. Boxes are $6 a piece. And they got all the favorite ones out there. The new one, there's a French toast one. I had that one last year. It's pretty good. I'll put the link in the description for Kevin Owens.
Yes. Kevin Owens, at Kevin Owens. Make sure you add him because he loves to at random people.
Yeah,
we're going to at him. We are going to help sell your daughter's Girl Scout cookies.
I'm going to at Kevin Owens and then at Dolly Parton or something. I don't know. Just to throw another at in there.
I would have gone with Megan Fox or something, but do you?
Well, Dolly Parton's the queen, man. Don't disrespect Dolly.
Celine Dion is the queen. Don't you ever fucking say that again.
I didn't know Celine Dion was the queen of country music.
No, she's the queen of all music.
Celine Dion.
Here, far,
wherever you.
That's all the news, people. We got no more news.
Yeah, that's all the news. Real quick, I guess I will give you the from WrestleNomics the ratings. Do we care about SmackDown from past Friday on the 31st? We do. They did 1.5 mil with a 0.51 in that very important rating. Let Dave Meltzer tell you. AW Collision did 197,000 with a 0.04. WWE's NXT on the CW network still running strong.
Oh, pause, hold. No, they won't be on the same time because there's a 20-hour tape delay. Never mind. I was gonna say NXT Vengeance Day destroys Grand Slam, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. CW's NXT from this past week 766,000 with 0.20.
If only Grand Slam was a pay-per-view, maybe they could have competed with the PLE.
AW Dynamite 605,000 with a 0.17. If you care about the ratings, if you care about the views,
no 610, no 610.
Hey, NXT took a drop, but they're still putting a belt to the ass of AEW Dynamite right now. Just like a belt.
That was very dirty.
The belt to ass.
When you said that, you got excited.
Like the Philadelphia Eagles, the Kansas City
if that
Chiefs.
camera was lower, we'd have to blur out that reason right now. Children watch this show, goddammit.
Coming up next, we're going to dive into all your weekly show recaps. Only 3 to get to, surprisingly, this week. Actually, you know what, RK? Before we do that, I gotta do my checks. Gotta do my checks. Gotta do my checks, man. Uh, I don't think there's
We get
anything new.
checks.
We do not get checks. New Japan, man, they got some stuff coming up. What is today, the 9th? The New Beginning in Osaka is coming up on the 11th of February. The card is just quick scroll. Nothing crazy on it.
I spent all week prepping our show, and he does last second stuff.
I always do last second with this. The main event is Zack Sabre Jr. versus Hiroki Goto. Gabe Kidd versus Yota Tsuji. We got the Young Bucks in action, defending their IWGP Tag Championships against Naito and Takahashi from Los Ingobernables
Oh
de
yeah, that's
Japón.
right.
Takeshita's there taking on Bolton Oleg. We got Robbie Eagles and Fujita taking on Rocky Romero and Yo. Sanada, Taichi, Shota Umino versus Great Khan. Shingo Takagi versus Drilla Maloney. Hiroshi Tanahashi is on his final road. He's taking on Togi Makabe. Then you got the United Empire, Jeff Cobb, Francisco Akira taking on El Desperado, and Katasuya Muramashi. Yeah. So
I apologize to every single person's name that Kurt butchered.
Oh yeah, don't expect me to do anything crazy. And just for shits and giggles, RK, still only 2 matches announced for the Windy City Riot New Japan Strong event, which is Konosuke Takeshita versus Hiroshi Tanahashi, Gabe Kidd versus Tomorrow Ishii in that Iron Man match that was announced. Other than that, I don't think there's anything. TNA hasn't really been posting anything special. Their next event is March 14th. That is TNA Sacrifice, with nothing announced for that. Yeah. So there you go. There's an update on what's going on around the globe from companies we don't always talk about. I guess if we don't always talk, we do talk about AEW. We just don't talk about what's going on in their shows. I even stopped doing the speed reviews because it doesn't matter. Before we get into the shows, RK, there was a question that was going around on the IWC, and I would love to hear you talk about it. Seth Rollins made some comments about the trade that happened in the NBA, Luka Doncic and Anthony Davis trade, and some reporter asked him, what would you compare a WWE to AEW trade? What would be the comparison? And his response was nobody. And I
It's not
think,
entirely true.
yeah, and I think he said John Cena for like MJF was one. But so the question that went around was, okay, who would you trade for who in AEW? So like, just give me one person. They got to be decent, I guess. You can't just trade fucking. Let me think of a random. Let's go with LWO's. Who's in LWO still? Dragon Lee.
You're killing the show here. You're killing the
Dragon
show here.
Lee.
Joaquin Wild.
Yeah, Joaquin Wild. You can't trade Joaquin Wild for like Kenny Omega. But yeah. Who would be your main? Fuck that. Rephrase. Who's your main trade target for a? If you would take in one person from AEW, who's that main trade target you would want?
For longevity going into the future, probably Osprey. Absolute fantasy that I would love to see even get a short run, but I think he's probably going to go for at least a few more years if his body holds up. Kenny Omega. Yeah, one of those two. Longevity, Osprey, pure just seeing Omega hold WWE titles. I'd want Omega there. To move over in a straight up trade, that's tough. That's really tough. But same caliber. Probably have to return like a Drew.
Yeah.
Or like a. Well, you can't really trade Cody back there, but you'd have to. Same caliber. Kenny Omega would be top build.
I saw a lot.
And so would Osprey. I'd have to say probably Drew.
I saw a lot of AJ Styles traded.
AJ Styles too old.
Yeah, similar to Kenny though.
Yeah, Kenny's a lot younger than AJ.
Not a lot younger, but he is younger. I don't know. Just a fun little thing going around the IWC. Any female superstars?
Kenny Omega won't be AJ Styles' age for another 7 years.
Okay, true. Any female AEW stars you'd had on your trade list?
Yeah, Willow Nightingale, 100%.
Yeah, Willow, Tony. If Tony could be Tony, that she's been in AEW, I would
Well,
take Tony
I'm
back.
I'm looking at ones that haven't been in the WWE at any point, or vice versa.
Okay,
I'd take Willow in a heartbeat.
okay,
Willow in a
that's fair.
heartbeat. Willow would fit in the WWE. She would.
Yes,
She's
she would.
bubbly. She's got a great personality, and she can wrestle. Going back that way for Sin Caliber, you'd have to go with off an NXT talent, probably like a Fallon Henley or a.
Fallon's been in AEW.
Everybody's.
I was thinking,
AEW.
and this is because they're the build of each of them is the same. I was thinking Piper Nevin.
No,
No?
Willow's
Miles
way
Piper.
far ahead of Piper's. Piper's starting to gain a little bit of
Lash.
Yeah, Lash. Yeah.
Lash for Willow. Yeah, there you go. Any interesting trade
Willow
ideas?
would fit so good into WWE. Her personality, her style.
Yeah,
she'd fit right in.
Agreed. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we will break down the weekly shows. We only got 3 to get to. Not a busy week. Not a busy week, but a lot of stuff did happen on these shows. We'll break it down next year on episode number 40 of This Week in Wrestling. Welcome back in. Episode number 40 of This Week in Wrestling with the Top Rope Renegades. I'm Kurt, that's RK. And we are here to break down Monday Night Raw. Live from Cleveland. This is from February 3rd, 2025. Live from Cleveland, Ohio. This is the 30th time they have been in Cleveland for an episode of Raw. We get an opening of clips from Sami Zayn, CM Punk, Liv Morgan, Dominic Mysterio, Io Sky, Charlotte Flair, all arriving to the venue. And then, of course, you know what they're going to recap all week. Here's what happened at the Royal Rumble. We kick things off with Jey Uso. Hit that music. It's time to yeet. We get the Jey Uso entrance, but he's done. The fans start chanting one more time so they can yeet again. You deserve it chance, of course, break out. Jay thanks the fans, goes on to say 15 years ago, tried to make a good living with his brother, yeet, which led to the pandemic era. No yeet, which led to the bloodline. Fast forward, he was afraid of being a singles competitor, but tonight he knows he is because of the fans. He's the 2025 Royal Rumble winner, and at WrestleMania, he's got a main event, and it's just him, Oos. Of course, Gunther's music hits. He wants to offer his congratulations, but in reality, he's disappointed. This matchup just doesn't appeal to Gunther. Jay can't lace his boots. He refuses to do this with Jay again. This match adds nothing to his legacy. Gunther will put him down like a diseased dog. He advises Jay to consider other options. Jay cuts him off and says he's tired of people telling him what he can and can't be. Jay will go to SmackDown. He's going to holler at Cody. But whatever he chooses, he will walk out of WrestleMania as champion. Eat.
Man, the dude was emotional here, and deservedly. The fans, all the fans that apparently hated that he won and it should have been John Cena, were in full force tonight cheering him on. Wait, no, that's not right. Anyway, 70,000 fans at Royal Rumble, 15,000 at, actually, I got the actual number here. 13,322 fans tonight, all yeeting for Jey Uso. I think he's fine, people.
Yeah.
Yeah, deservedly emotional. And clearly did not have a script for like the first half of that promo. He was just going off what he felt, and it worked. It worked. He deserved the moment, and it's clear he's over. He is the guy, and when he wins that title, and he will win that title, and he will beat Gunther, it's going to be huge. WrestleMania, 70,000 fans are going to lose their fucking minds.
Yes.
Gunther is still the best damn heel in this company, though.
Mm-hmm.
That was like, the whole, you were saying, oh, don't do this whole choose me, don't choose. Gunther comes out and is like, don't fucking choose me. I'll destroy you. You do nothing for me.
Yeah.
Get away from me. I
Yes.
loved it. It's good stuff. He's old school heel. He's one of the few that just leans into that old school 80s style heel, and it works so god. This whole thing was worth every second of it. This promo was fantastic.
Up next, we get Penta versus Ludwig Kaiser. Before, real quick, go check out Penta's interview he did with Chris Van Fleet. It's on the
Yep.
YouTubes and Spotify's. Fantastic interview. You learn a lot about Penta and the
He
this.
called out in a tweet, I think today or yesterday, he called out Io, Kyrie, and Chelsea Green.
Chelsea. Yeah. Chelsea even responded to somebody's tweet saying, or no, he responded. Somebody tweeted, "So is she good, Penta, or what?" And it was a picture of their match from Lucha Underground with Chelsea, and all he put was the side eyes. So I'm interested. We haven't had a moment; they haven't crossed paths yet. In on TV, and that's gonna be fun for those that know. They know Lucha Underground. But yeah, check out that interview with Chris Van Fleet. Van Fleet continued to kill it with interviews. You learn the origin of where Zero Miedo came from and all that. Penta seems like a genuine, just good fucking person. From that interview.
That is the consensus on him. It has been his whole career.
Yeah, and you can just see it in that interview. Back and forth match here between him and Ludwig. It's a callback in the match to Penta eliminating Kaiser in 6 seconds at the Royal Rumble. Both of them get some good offense in, but Penta comes away with a win after the sacrifice where he breaks their arm and then he hits a Penta driver.
But he doesn't actually break their arm like he did in AEW.
Yeah, he snapped people's arm in AEW. He didn't snap people's arms. Overall, I thought this was a good match. Penta won this via pinfall. Yeah, with the Penta driver.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's coming off as an absolute star. They're billing him the right way. He looks huge. Pretty sure the old Hogan must pose saying is going to quickly become the Penta must pose saying. Anyways, good shit here. Still want to see Ludwig get a program to dig his teeth in, but he's still relatively young in the business, and you gotta go through the paces. You got to do your thing. But I think Ludwig will eventually be a top build star in this company, or maybe a different company if it doesn't work out. But Ludwig's got it. He's got it.
Yep.
Look how long it took Gunther to get to top of the fucking world. Ludwig will be there one day.
After the match, Jackie Redmond is here to interview Penta, but before that can get going, Pete Dunne makes an entrance. Kaiser attacks Penta from behind, and Kaiser leaves and has a stare down with Pete. So no tag team, it seems. Just kind of menacingly looked at each other there. Finn Balor back in the Judgment Day clubhouse. He's not happy with what's going on during his absence. Liv Morgan tries to tell him otherwise. Dom's kind of like stepping up and being like the man here, saying, "Well, I've hooked you up with this match, and I hooked you up with a qualifier match, and this, that, and the other." Carlito comes up. He's like, "Oh, it's cool. Everybody got something. What you got for me, Dom?" And nothing. He doesn't give Carlito anything.
I guess the Judgment Day is good for now. I don't know.
I don't think they are, but they're not. I think they're going to be to the point where Dom's running the Judgment Day. He seems to be kind of like stepping up and being the big guy now. Dom's making moves that Finn wasn't making and whatnot. So Finn, I think we both have said it. Finn's eventually going to be out. He should be.
He should be on his own and running a major program.
It wasn't in your news, but I thought I saw something about the reports that maybe Finn's going to get a singles push again, which we'll see how it goes. I still wish and hope he gets one more shot at winning a major championship. I think he deserves it.
It's a different day and age of wrestling. He's still relatively young and in great shape. I mean, this ain't the 80s where you're done at 30.
Very true. Charlotte Flair is here. She comes out and says she's missed all of us, and whether we booed her or cheered her, last year broke her mentally and physically. She'll embrace the boos because she still loves all of us. Isn't that what you wanted to hear? Whether we're wooing or booing, it doesn't change the fact that she's the greatest. Rhea Ripley's music hits and she interrupts the queen. Rhea says that this is her show now and they have a possibility to go to war again. Rhea respects Charlotte and wants to be the one who she picks. I did say I hate when the champions come out. They're like, "Ooh, pick me, pick me." Just stop.
You changed your tune quickly, though.
I did. Charlotte says she has nothing but time, and she will go to NXT tomorrow to see if Julia moves her. Then she'll go to SmackDown to see Tiffy. Charlotte still sees Rhea as just a kid, and we'll see her next week. Rhea says, "Pick me so she can beat the respect into Charlotte."
And that's where you change your tune. You're like, okay, that was different. I liked it.
Yeah. What Rhea did was like, in the past there's been like, pick me, I want to have the match with you. You're so good, blah blah blah. Rhea's like, no, I just want to beat the fuck out of you, so pick me.
Yeah, so I mean, Charlotte's back, and
Oh, and I do change my tune more. Sorry, SmackDown. I think about it. I kind of changed my tune with how Tiffany went about it too. So they're doing it better than they did in the past. But Triple H can't do anything right?
Well, people tell you that you can kill the man, but not the drain.
There you go.
Which is not true. This is a different. Wrestling is as hot as it's ever been, and you can thank Triple H for a lot of that, and you can thank Tony Khan for a lot of that too. Respectively, you can. He put a fire under WWE's ass to go, we got to change shit up.
I won't give him all the credit for that.
Got to give him some.
I'll give him some.
He was floundering, and we will get to that.
Shout out to the Elite. They and alongside Cody. Well, Cody wasn't the Elite, but and then Tony Khan being the one with "Here's Dad's money." You do give him the credit. I agree.
If it wasn't for that money, we'd still be WWE not having anybody pushing them to be better.
Yeah.
Anyways, nonetheless, we'll get into this as we get through more of the shows. I could have done with the one-off of Charlotte tonight. I'm not really sure what they're trying to do with her here. Is she a face? Is she a heel? Is it a face shrouded in a heel? Is it a heel shrouded in a face? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Pick something. But whatever. Just the one night. It's fine. Not a big deal. They can't possibly continue this for 2 more shows straight this week. Anyways, I kind of looked at it as maybe she's just going out there and they're just, hey, fill out the crowd, see if they're happy and they're going to treat you like a face, or see if they want to treat you like a heel. Yeah. And what they did. I thought that's what was going on, but apparently that's not. Anyways, well,
I think it is what's going on.
I've never been a huge Charlotte fan. I wasn't there for the 14 fucking titles and all that shit and all that stuff. And I am one of those people that says she's gained a lot of her fame off of her name. But yeah, the Queen is back and she's there. She's going to be right in the top billing of everything. So,
Jackie Redmond is with Sami Zayn, who says he only has CM Punk on his mind right now. Sami runs into Jay to pay his respect, and he doesn't care that Jay eliminated him on Saturday. He gives him a big old hug. Karrion Kross sneaks up after that and offers a question. Sami is sick of him. Kross says he isn't a problem, but he could be.
We need more Karrion. He's really coming into his own.
I think we're gonna keep getting more Karrion. I think that Triple H is turning a tide. I think the release of the Authors of Pain, it's kind of like we're just gonna let Karrion, and obviously Scarlett will be with him, but let them do their thing. And I'm with you. More Karrion is better. What do we got here? Io Sky sees Rhea Ripley backstage and says she will see her at WrestleMania. Io then gets attacked by Liv Morgan. Rhea rushes in, but she gets leveled by Raquel Rodriguez.
She really did.
Yeah. The New Day versus the LWO. Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio representing LWO here. The New Day entered to a new theme song. Kind of slow, dark, new dark graphic to go with it. I kind of liked it. I kind of dug it. We get a back and forth to start the match with Logan Paul coming down for his hometown fans as we go into commercial. We return. It's just more back and forth action. Logan Paul tries to interfere in the match, but gets dropped by Ray. Dragon Lee has a crazy hop over the top rope Rana to the floor. Logan gets a shot.
How else do you describe that?
Yeah, it's wild. Logan hits a shot on Ray outside the ring, finally leading to Trouble in Paradise for the win. A New Day picking up the win with a nice Trouble in Paradise from Kofi with a little help from Logan Paul.
The full turn of the New Day continues, and it's continuing to work fantastically. I'm invested in every second of this story. It's probably, it's cool to see that they're staying relevant in today's WWE. Gimmicks, they can wear out, they can wear their welcome out, and they found a way to spin it around, and they're killing it right now. Dragon Lee, man, he deserves a legit shot. He is just so good. Every time that he is in a match, he kills it. He does crazy shit, and it's just like, what the fuck? He literally cleared the top rope into a Hurricanrana. It was ridiculous.
Yep.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Fantastic.
Logan Paul, man, he continues to shine. Like, he was at commentary and he chastised a young fan in the crowd. He's like, I don't care how old you are. I'll come over there and kick your ass.
Just too far. Like, what did the kids say?
Go back and watch old school wrestling. The fans, they're there to interact with the fans. That's what you want. Wrestling doesn't exist without the fans. I mean, if you're a little kid talking shit, expect to get shit talked back to you.
Love it. Go check out O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s podcast on the Rich Eisen show. They do No Contest Wrestling. They were at the Rumble. They had New Day was on with them, and New Day were kind of similar to the aspect of Drew, where they're not just because they're doing an interview and they're not on TV. No, they're still them, and they're still the heels, and they're still shit talking Big E and all that stuff. We've talked about it before. I wanted to bring this up because it's hilarious. On that podcast, they like to ask the question: it's you and 4 other wrestlers in a bar. Bunch of dudes don't want you in that bar. You got to pick 4 wrestlers to, help you get out of the bar. They asked the New Day this question, and they gave their answers. But their very last choice, they said, "You know what, Big E, and we're gonna send him in first, just so he can get beat down." I was like, Jesus Christ. He's like, he thinks he's so strong. Let's see how that neck holds up in a bar against 50 guys. I was like, what the fuck, guys?
Good shit.
Kathy Kelly. Kathy Kelly backstage with CM Punk. Punk is happy that Roman and Seth also did not win the Royal Rumble. He apologizes to Sami Zayn fans since he plans on beating him and getting his spot in the Elimination Chamber later tonight. Michael Cole and Pat McAfee have a quick chat so we can just see Speed get murdered. Again, multiple angles from the Royal Rumble spear that Braun Breaker hit on him. 300 million views on social media in 24 hours.
Unreal.
So going back to your news, yeah, of course they're happy with Speed. 300 million views.
That's just insane. That's insane to think. That's the population of the States.
And crazy. Lyra Valkyria and Bailey are
maybe the States is a little less populated now.
Well, never mind. I'm not doing it.
Anywho.
Okay. Lyra Valkyria and Bailey are in the crowd tonight, and they will meet in an Elimination Chamber qualifying match next week on Raw. Raw is kind of shaping up to be a pretty good one on Monday. Elimination Chamber qualifying match, Io Sky taking on Liv Morgan. Io gets a lot of offense in right off the hop, sending Liv all over the place. Io's just got the upper hand as we go into commercial. Come back, Io's still on top. Raquel, of course, starts to factor into the match. Rhea comes down to help Io out here by getting rid of Raquel. Liv intervenes and catches a shot from Rhea as well. The ref actually does his job. He sees Rhea punch Liv, calls a DQ. Liv Morgan beats Io Sky by disqualification.
Yeah, we were watching. I was literally saying, "Yo, ref, that's a DQ," and then they called it. I was like,
"Yeah,
nice." I mean, it sucks for Io, but it's a DQ. They never call that shit.
No, and then post match, you could see Io. Io was pissed at Rhea. She's like, "Get away from me! You just cost me my chance at WrestleMania." Kathy Kelly is backstage with the War Raiders, who acknowledge their respect for JD McDonough, as we do here on the Top Rope Renegades. Acknowledge JD McDonough as our tribal chief. Chad Gable is unimpressed and issues a challenge on behalf of the Creed brothers. Chad says he will be gone. He's going to conquer the dark arts of Lucha Libre. When he comes back, he wants to see gold around the waists of the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile.
Who the fuck is this master of the dark arts of Lucha Libre, man?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know.
Obviously, get away from kayfabe for a second, and Chad's probably going on vacation. But get back to kayfabe. Who the fuck is this master of Lucha Libre dark arts? Is it Dom? Did Dom
No.
give him his number?
No way. It's interesting. I know you shut it down, and a lot of people have too, and I do agree. Oh, he's talking about Malachi Black. Malachi Black's not a lucha libre, but he does run a wrestling school with Zelina that does have a lot of lucha influence. But maybe there's something about Malachi I don't know. But
I mean, if they are, cool, but I don't see how that fits.
I just can't think of anyone
Respectively?
else. It's Ray Phoenix.
That's still wild. It's intriguing, and it makes you want to tune in every week to see who the fuck is this dark arts of lucha libre.
Obviously, we're not going to know next week unless we get like
Who's
vignettes.
that? Who's that one guy that everybody says is coming to WWE?
Josh Alexander.
No, it's
Is it a lucha?
just it's a lucha. Continue on.
Okay, RK's gonna look that up and throw out a couple names here, because now I'm racking my brain to try and think of who it is as well. Yeah. Damn, I want to go to the next story, but I don't want to move on because now my head hurts. Not Grand Metalik, right?
No. It's gonna piss me off. I'm gonna figure it out.
Okay,
we're gonna go to break for a quick second, and we'll be right back.
That works for me. We're gonna figure out, who the hell this Lucha could be. Master of the Dark Arts. 1 second. Quick pause. We're back. We have the name. It is
El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr.
Yes.
Now, that is one hell of a name. I'm sure he'll find a way to shorten it if he is that guy. But he recently was in Noah as of January 11th when he announced that he was leaving the company. And he did have a match in AAA on the 1st of February.
Yes.
He has addressed his future when he was leaving Noah. He addressed his future on what the plans were. And he said he's just kind of filling things out. But there are rumors that he is coming to WWE, which would make sense because Noah and AAA do have direct pipelines to the WWE as they are kind of semi-partnered in a sense. If that's it, that might be it. That might be it right there.
I'm just gonna speak into existence and hope it's El Hijo del Vikingo. That'd be awesome.
Well, he better train Chad quickly and not get injured before that happens.
He is a little bit injury prone. Adam Pearce announces he's got one more deal done for the transfer window closed, and it is getting AJ Styles on Raw. Braun Breaker enters, and he wants to know what is next for him.
Thank God they finally addressed this, because I think you and I were talking about it on a recent show where it's like, what has Braun really done since he's won back the Intercontinental title?
AJ Styles on Raw is weird to me. Just because when I was watching when AJ was the guy on SmackDown Live,
the host that AJ Styles built.
Literally, he's built a couple houses. He built TNA and he built SmackDown Live. Anyway, Seth Rollins comes out for a chat in what can only be described as a bath shower curtain cowboy look. Yeehaw!
Okay, hold up. It was a throwback to a look that Macho Man wore at WCW, actually.
Okay. It did look like a bath shower curtain, though.
That's the only way to describe it, really, honestly.
Says he's happy for Jey Uso. He's proud of him, and he likes to see good things happen to good people. He loves seeing CM Punk get eliminated by Logan Paul at the Royal Rumble, which made me go, he literally eliminated you, Seth, but all right. Roman Reigns didn't win the Royal Rumble and might not make it to WrestleMania at all, that he's hurt. Nobody will say that he's hurt, but Seth will because he was the one that hurt him. Reigns has hurt everyone in the last 4 years and has had it coming. Rollins lost at the Rumble too, but has many different paths to WrestleMania. He has an Elimination Chamber qualifying match with Finn Balor in a couple weeks. Rollins calls out Sami Zayn because he has some things to say to him. Sami comes out a bit skeptical during his entrance. Seth leads a Sami chant. It's been a couple tough months for them. Sami's immediate future is CM Punk. We all know Seth hates Punk. Seth knows Sami hates Punk too. That delusional narcissist had the nerve to say Sami wasn't on CM Punk's level. Sami is a WrestleMania main eventer, a good person, and levels above CM Punk, Seth says. Seth needs the absolute best of Sammy tonight, and he wants the best people in the chamber match. Seth wants Sammy to put Punk's main event dreams in the dirt for good. Yeah.
Yeah, one hell of a pep talk here for Sami Zayn from Seth. Yeah, that look though, I really just could not get over that look. But Seth continues to prove why he is the top guy in the WWE and in the wrestling business in general by cutting one hell of a promo here. He does he leans into the emotion, and it's great every time he's out there.
Yeah, I love the promo, and I don't know why. Part of me found it so annoying. I can't still in my head compare it to what it was in my head, like itching the back of my head what it was too. But just Seth sitting there, in my eyes, this is how I'll describe it. Seth didn't give a shit about Sami Zayn. He was just hyping bro up because of the hatred for CM Punk. He didn't give a damn about Sammy. I'm sorry. That was just pure, I hate CM Punk, so I'm going to say everything to Sammy to make him feel like a good big boy here. I don't know. I love it, though.
Yeah, maybe.
Seth's money. Speaking of this, though, it is time for the Elimination Chamber qualifying match between Sami Zayn and CM Punk. Some attempted fisticuffs between Punk and Seth during Punk's entrance. 13,322 in Cleveland tonight to see this first time since Ring of Honor. Crazy to think these two haven't crossed paths since Ring of Honor. A couple of near falls early in this match. I also want to add there was a couple chops exchanged between the two that just made me go like, "Oh, those were fucking personal." We get a back and forth heading into the commercial break. We come back, more back and forth. Sammy gets a beautiful blue thunder bomb out of CM Punk's bulldog attempt. Clean move here. He misses a Luva kick, get a block GTS. Sammy gets a 2 count that really we both thought was a 3 count when it happened. We get standing up, shots exchange, another GTS block. Sammy hits a half and half in the corner, goes for the Luva kick, but gets caught by Punk. Punk hits the GTS and picks up the win. He advances to the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, great main event match here. Definitely questioning if maybe Sammy could win here. Is going in, you're like CM Punk's winning, but then you're like, oh, maybe they swerve us. But that never did come to fruition. That near fall was ridiculous. I mean, seriously, if Jesse Ventura was there, he'd actually have something to complain about.
Pissed.
CM Punk's the right choice, though. They're going to absolutely stack the chamber this year. It's going to be ridiculous.
Agreed. We hinted at it. We are on the road to WrestleMania, and it is wide open now because somehow Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are intertwined yet again. Kevin Owens comes in after the bell with an attack. This just is going to happen forever here. 3 guarantees in life. Death taxes. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens hits him with a package pile driver. Yeah, I like that. Death taxes and Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens.
Yeah, it's always a guarantee. And after SmackDown, it's real personal this time. Got to say, Owens was looking rough here.
Yeah, looked like the Royal Rumble really did. He took some damage from the Rumble. He was beat to shit there. But yeah, that's what happened on Monday Night Raw. What a show. They're really on the road to WrestleMania here. RK, any quick final thoughts on Monday Night Raw?
Yeah, as you can expect with any blow off shows from a major PLE, a lot of promo time here with a lot of stuff talked about stuff that's going to be announced later. It's just typical WWE fashion, planting all the seeds for the future stuff coming up for the next 2 months heading into WrestleMania. Good enough to keep you. I mean, I was entertained throughout this whole show. I wasn't really bored at any point. And the elimination chamber is starting to come together, and good follow up to the Rumble.
Yes, agreed. Let's push forward and talk about the NXT brand. Excuse me. NXT. They've been on fire, and let's see if we continue to roll here. This is the NXT from February 4th, 2025. They're live, of course, from the Capitol Wrestling Center, Orlando, Florida. We get some clips of Roxanne, Julia Bailey, A-Town Down Under, Oba Femi, and Trick Williams all arriving for the show. This seems to be a theme, by the way, on all shows. They just like, here's earlier in the day, and here's who's here. Get ready for a good show. And we kick things off with Stephanie Vaquer taking on JC Jane. This match got a good amount of time. Back and forth action for most of it. Wasn't a complete beatdown for Stephanie over JC. Booker T, in his typical fashion, was just on one, but more so than typical. We got the classic, oh yes, man, for the Stephanie head scissor slams into the mat. We got a nice suplex from the top rope by Stephanie. JC had a moment with a knee and got a close 2 count. The finish comes after a 619 from Stephanie to a springboard crossbody. I've also watched that 619 back like 5 times. It was nice. Jasmine Nix, of course, tries to interfere but eats it from Stephanie. And then the SVB to JC Jane. Stephanie Vaquer defeats JC Jane. And yeah, we said got a good amount of time, about 11 minutes, 22 seconds. Stephanie Vaquer victorious.
Yeah, about 11 minutes and 22 seconds. Very specific on the about, but yeah. Anyways, it's hard to believe that Stephanie Vaquer would lose a match leading into her match with Fallon Henley. So the finish was no surprise. But overall, solid opening match, and JC Jane is more than capable of going. We all know I'm a huge fan.
Yes.
Not as much as Stephanie though. Anyways, Vic, Booker, Corey, continue. I think I said at point, it's like, oh, I forgot Corey was on commentary. That's how well he just kind of slides in there.
Yep.
He just slides in there. They all make a good team. They interact with each other very well.
Backstage, Zarya and Sol Ruka walk up to Lash and Chikara. Zarya tells them it was a hell of a main event last week, but you lost. And also, Lash didn't eliminate anyone in the Rumble. Sol tries to stop Zarya from talking, but she says she meant what she said. Tatum, Paxley, Gigi Dolan, and Shotzi walk in, and it turns into a big old argument between all 3 of them. How many of them were there? 2, 4, 7.
9.
All 7 of them. 9 of
8.
them. 10, 12, 20. Zarya and Soul leave, and Chikara tells Gigi to handle their beef, and she and Lash will handle hers.
Yeah, I kind of feel like they don't really know what to do with Zarya right now. As the tag team with her and Soul, in theory, doesn't make a ton of sense. They were billing her with vignettes as a beast before joining the roster, and kind of has done nothing with her except maybe for the immediate debut where she was looking like a beast. And nonetheless, I think she's suffering a bit by coming in at the same time as Stephanie and Julia.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, once that levels out, and I think Zarya she's going to do things.
Agreed. And if the rumors are true that Jordan Grace is going to NXT, I got a feeling we're going to see Jordan Grace Zarya, because there were seeds planted between the two back when they tagged together.
I think that's where like the Jordan Grace is going to spend a little time in NXT is just something for Zarya to do, maybe.
Sarah Schreiber walks up to Obafemi and asks him about his NXT title match at Vengeance Day versus Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, and about facing them tonight. Oba says Ava may run everything in NXT, but he runs what's happening in the ring, and tonight he'll show both of them that they don't belong in the ring with him. Also, he doesn't owe Trick Williams a thing after powerbombing him last week. Okay. Deep breath here.
Like
Lexus
breathe
King.
in between words.
Yeah, no, there's a lot here.
Just don't do the Cody thing where it's like Lexus King is in the ring with his. I picked up on that like 3 weeks ago with Cody, and now I can't unhear it. I can't unhear it. He takes really deep breaths. When he gets really wound up, he gets fired up.
Do you want me to like do the? I can do the down south accent.
No, it's fine.
Okay. Lexus King is in the ring with his Heritage Cup. He says he wanted to be humble, but how can he be humble when he's on the path to being the biggest star in professional wrestling? He mentions poor Ryan Leaf, one of the biggest busts in NFL history. He tried giving him advice, but the King doesn't take advice. He's always played by his own rules, because why wouldn't he? He has the looks that kill and the pedigree that will. He was born into this business, the son of a psycho, but he never asked for this and tried to do anything but be his father. He says he didn't even know his dad, but he does know one thing, that his dad was a loose cannon, and that he would do anything to win. Through everything that has happened, he felt at home the most when he was his father's son. He says the fans wanted him to change, but he didn't, and he never will. His first proclamation as Heritage Cup champion is changing how the title will be defended. No more rounds, no more cornermen, no more time limits. One fall, winner takes all. Music hits, and it's Fandango. He's back. He reintroduces himself and says he used to get real weird here in NXT, and the music means the world to him. Fandango steps in the ring, and Lexus says he remembers him. He used to play dress up with Tyler Breeze, but this is the YMCA. It's NXT. Fandango says that's witty coming from the guy who looks like he had his face spray painted on. He says he's JDC and he's repping the system from TNA, and the system is always looking for gold to add to their trophy case. He wouldn't mind wrapping his lips around the cup and having a drink. He says he spoke to Ava, and next week it's the two of them for the cup. King says if JDC wants a sip of greatness, we have a system over here too, and all he knows JDC as is Fandango. Fandango. So next week, it's them, and they're going to dance. That was a lot.
Yeah, well, it was a very long promo, and some of it hit, some of it didn't. Overall, it got the point across. I like what they're doing with Lexus here. I've
Yes.
said this for a long time now. Let him just lean into the loose cannon, lean into his heritage, and it works. And he's kind of showing shades of that, saying, I felt the most at home when I was my father's son. So we'll see where that goes. I like it. I was not around for the Fandango, however,
Fandango.
Fandango era of WWE. Thank God. Kurt showed me some clips of the Fashion Files, and
Hey,
while
yeah.
wrestling was in a rough spot, if that's what you guys had to cling on to, yeah, it was funny, but it's just like, yeah, this
Dun.
this was the best thing you guys had. Dear Lord. Um, yeah. Anyways, good stuff from Lexus here. Like I said, it dragged a bit, but it got the point across. And yeah, we're gonna see JDC and Lexus King go at it next week. So good stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if the match is going to be any good. And listen, don't disrespect the Fashion Files around here. All right, we
All
had
I'm saying, if that is what you guys had, that was the best
brother,
stuff going on.
brother.
That's not good.
SmackDown was the Fashion Files and AJ Styles. That's about it. All right, and we had on Raw Alexa Bliss and Mickey James bullying Nia Jax. Like we, we were all right. We were struggling. All right, they were trying. So yeah, you hinted at it earlier. Thank goodness Tony Khan and the Elite decided to start AEW because it lit a fire on the WWE's ass. Yeah. We also had Daniel Bryan and his eco-friendly WWE title.
Oh God.
Do you not remember? You weren't watching at all, were you?
No, I don't.
Yeah. So he
Not at
was
all.
Daniel Bryan was the WWE champion, and he changed the title to this like wood grained vegan eco-friendly title. He had like Eric Rowan with him as his security guard. He was a heel. He was trying to tell people they needed to be vegan. And he lost at
I
Mania.
I
He
I
lost.
somehow seen all of that actually happening.
Um, and he lost the title at Mania to Kofi. This was Kofi Mania during that time. So
Again, another sign of what you guys had.
eh, we were uh, we were we were having
Jinder
fun
and
there.
Kofi were your champions at one point.
Uh, we get a very polished vignette. Some people in a warehouse with nice cars. Tony D walks in asking who knew they were there. Tony says this is their only window, and if they miss this, they miss their payday. Everyone's in, and then it's apparently it's a show on the CW network.
Yeah, man, I was just waiting for The Rock to bust in the whole time looking for Vin Diesel.
So I saw one of my buddies on Twitter, X3 on Twitter. Go follow Xarius. He posted this picture of a Damian Priest of all people after this vignette thing happened, and like Damien like sitting back in a chair, like looking in a warehouse, like he's like an underground car rail ring guy. He's like, hear me out. Let Damien be involved with this show, and then he's sending his boys down to NXT to handle business for him. And then eventually he gets on the show, and he's like talking about where's family, and then The Rock shows up, and he's like, "You're not Vin Diesel." He's like, "I don't know if this is funny or not. I'm also really high."
I mean, seriously though, the whole time it's
Yeah.
like, what in the Fast and the Furious fuck are we watching here?
Yeah, we cut to the family, and they're impressed with the Hollywood Don. Stack says he guesses that that's what Izzy and Tony were talking about. It wasn't. He busts Tony's balls a bit, and Tony tells Stacks to worry about Ridge. So we get Stacks versus Ridge Holland. The best way to recap all this is say it was a solid underdog performance for about 3 minutes and 30 seconds. That quickly became a squash. The finish comes when Luca distracts the ref and Izzy enters the ring, but Ridge stops her dead in her tracks with a stare down. Stacks attempts a roll up for a 2 count, but then he gets hit with a Redeemer. Ridge Holland defeats Stacks.
Yeah, this is all just building towards Tony D versus Ridge at Vengeance Day, I would assume.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what Izzy Dame's involvement in all this is. It's I don't know, because you got the stuff with Sean Spears still staring down in the background of everything, and
Either there's something there or they're trying to find something for her.
maybe she's actually with Sean Spears and Sean's using her to infiltrate the family, and then that's how he's going to get his hands on a shot at the title and maybe win the title, with Izzy Dame being the double agent.
Potentially, there's a lot of directions they can go because really, I don't think they have a fucking clue what they're doing with her right now.
Fraxium are talking about their match with the Nemeth brothers on Impact this week when Josh Briggs and I can never fucking say it right. Yoshiki Inamura, I can say the last name right, come up and say that they're smart enough to know that if they fought, it would be a brutal ass beating. Briggs says OTM haven't been around since they beat them. Frazier says that while they're facing the Nimbus this week, they should find some opponents and then we can talk. Briggs and Inamura both say bet and go to find some opponents. I might tune into Impact this week for Fraxium, honestly.
That match already happened.
Oh, well, maybe I should have watched that. I wonder what happened.
You didn't watch that? I watched it.
Was it good? Good match?
Yeah. Fraxium won, of course.
Of course. All right. Zarya and Sol Ruka teaming up to take on Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley. And I just want to point out Chemical X, Gigi Dolan, Tatum Paxley, and Shotzi Blackheart. The entrance, just go watch the entrance. Shotzi is very aggressive, and it's interesting.
Again, the camera could pan down. We'd have to blur out that area of Kurt.
Yeah, it'd just be a little small. Anyway, these teams did it's a little blur. These teams didn't get a ton of time to work in this match, mostly Sol versus Gigi and Tatum throughout the match. But what matters is that when it matters most, Zarya comes in, wrecks house, hits an F5 on Tatum onto Gigi, and then Sol hits the Soul Snatcher for the win. Zarya and Sol defeat Gigi and Tatum.
Yeah, not a great match. Way too short to get anything going. A little bit of confusion between Zarya and Sol, which then leads me back to what I said earlier. Is it just seems like a weird matching, but I'm just they got to have something for Zarya right now, and I hope they figure out something more for her because she's got the look, she's got the power. I think she's promo ready. She can cut a promo. So, anyways, Zarya looks like an absolute beast when she's in the ring, though.
Yes.
It's undeniable. Absolute, just dominating beast.
We get a recap of the NXT women that showed up in the Royal Rumble. We get clips of Julia, Roxanne, and Bayley backstage coming to the ring. Before we get to the Vengeance Day Summit, Sarah Schreiber is with Trick Williams. She asks Trick whether him and Oba have spoken since last week. He says no, they don't need to talk strategy. He says he should have gotten the title shot at Vengeance Day and not Waller or Theory, so he's going for both their bitch asses. Also, Oba has a receipt coming to him as well.
Yeah, Trick was a little fire in this promo. It works for him, but I still don't buy it.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. The Vengeance Day Summit. Bayley comes out first with Roxanne following second. Roxanne interrupts Julia's ring announcement and talks about how she broke Bayley's record at the Royal Rumble. Bayley reminds her that she did not win the match, though. Roxanne says, yeah, but I eliminated Julia. But for now, she wants to talk about Bayley, who got tired of getting her ass kicked on SmackDown and went to Raw, but that didn't work out, so she has to come back to the best women's division in wrestling. Fair point. Roxanne says she gets it because after the Royal Rumble, she wants it all. She says 13-year-old her would be freaking out right now, but she realizes that her idols are standing in her way. Bailey tells her to shut up, and that she hopes Roxanne surpasses her one day because that's what all this is about. She says built on she literally built on of the first. One. Sorry, there's no e at the notes. She built one of the first NXT rings with her own hands, and that they had promo class right here with Dusty Rhodes, and that Roxanne doesn't respect any of that. Bailey says Roxanne has lost her mind when she lost her title, and if she keeps it up, she might just lose her best friend too. So when it comes to the NXT title, she'll be fine. But if she loses, will she still be? If she wins, I
She'll
guess.
be fine if she loses, but will Roxanne?
Yeah, Bailey's been there. Roxanne says Bailey doesn't get it though. When it comes to the title, she has no friends, no mentors, and in WWE, she has no equal. Bailey can keep talking because she's going to win at Vengeance Day, and then she's going to go to Raw, win that title, and then SmackDown. She'll win that title too. And if she decides to vacate the title, maybe Cora can finally win a title. Julia finally makes her entrance and says Roxanne is nothing without the title. Julia says, trust her, she will beat her and Bailey too. She says at Vengeance Day, none of them will survive the beautiful madness. This cues Charlotte to come out, and as she promised on Raw, the crowd is chanting, welcome back. Charlotte says that Mama has come home. Queen has arrived because she's NXT homegrown, and NXT will always be her home. I do want to stop myself from reading and say, I will get through it and I'll bring it up. She said, asked if they remember the last time she won the Royal Rumble, and she selected the NXT Women's Champion to face at WrestleMania, and she became a two-time NXT Women's Champion. She says she's impressed by Roxanne and is proud of her, but if she is a champion at WrestleMania, she'll be runner-up again. As for Julia, the hype is real, and she respects her, and is a champion of the best women's division in the world, but Charlotte is better. As for Bailey, it's a moment for all of us to do this. I mean, the four symbol, four horsewomen there. She says, whatever title she picks, she will be a champion at WrestleMania. Cora Jade shows up and attacks Bailey and Julia with a bat from behind. Cora and Roxanne have a stare off. Cora swings at Roxanne. Roxanne ducks, leaves the ring. Cora poses with the title. No, no, no. She hits Bailey again and then poses with the title again. Man.
Yeah, what were you gonna say before you stopped yourself?
With Charlotte talking about, she's home, blah blah blah. This is her home, NXT. Listen, I said it when we were watching it together. Bailey meant more to the NXT crowd than all of the four horsewomen. She was more important. When she finally beat Sasha to win her first title, the reaction was great. She was the last one to get called up to the main roster. She truly is NXT through and through. That's all I was going to say. Bailey's the true NXT four horsewoman. Like she was the one. And because
Yeah,
we all
no.
know Bailey's a fan. She was legit fan.
Oh yeah,
So
there's that picture of her when she was a little kid and all that
yeah,
stuff. But anyways, decent promo. It was long. The Charlotte stuff, I alluded to this on the Raw one. It's just like they couldn't possibly have us listen to her cut the same promo 3 times this week, could we? But here we are for the second time cutting the same promo. It's good. I get it. The nostalgia, NXT. She was the weird Rumble winner that chose to go after an NXT title.
also just
Um,
weird times in professional wrestling anyway at that time. So
but yeah,
totally
I
understand.
get it. I just, again, I'm not a Charlotte fan, so I don't.
Hey,
It feels off. It feels
you
off to
said
be just inserting Charlotte into everything, especially in a big match like this. This should be
you
just between the three of them, and you insert
yeah
Charlotte. Do you got to
you,
insert Charlotte into everything now?
you did say you've seen only 3 matches of Charlotte. Really,
Yeah,
she is fantastic in the ring. She is.
I saw the Rhea Ripley when she was wearing the Super Saiyan white gear at the No Fans
That was for
WrestleMania.
the NXT title. Yes,
Absolutely amazing match.
yes.
Amazing match. Probably one of the best matches of the past 5 years.
Would you say the one of the best women's matches in North American history?
What did I say that? No, I said one of the best matches in the past 5 years. I did not. Don't
you know that
don't
was
be. I
you
know
know what
what you're
that was.
saying, but that's not what I said. I did say one of the best matches in the last 5 years overall out of everybody.
Yeah,
I saw the match where she got injured,
yeah.
where she did the moonsault to the outside of the ring. And I can't quite remember the third match right now, but I know I saw one more. Might have been the other Rhea match
Maybe.
where Rhea won. But anyways, nonetheless. Yeah, there's Roxanne and Cora Jade stuff. If this keeps going this route and Cora Jade, I like Cora now. I like her now.
She did the right thing. She swung on Roxanne.
Yeah.
Finally. And yeah, their Twitters back and forth are also hilarious.
Pick up your phone. We can fix this.
Cora's like, I need all my stuff out of your house, or you come get all your stuff out of my house now. I think they're roommates, so that's even more funny. But anyway, Ava is backstage with Ethan Page and Javon Evans and tells them to be on their best behavior. Ava says she has no choice left but to suspend Javon. Ethan says, no, you should punish Javon instead by putting him in a match with me. Ava says that they'll face off at Vengeance Day, but only if Javon gets cleared.
Yeah, Ethan Page continuing doing fantastic stuff. This is where I said I touched on the final boss persona that Ava's rumored to be taking on. Ethan Page did say at one point in this little promo, he said, the final boss told me, to, be on my best behavior.
Yeah.
And originally, right off the top, you think, oh, he's talking about The Rock. But then with all these rumors coming out, it's like, oh, maybe he's actually talking about Ava. So nonetheless, good stuff there. The whole time, though, all I could think about from Javon when he was cutting his promo was Cousin Ib from the Addams Family.
Wired jaw, man. Wired jaw.
But
yeah.
You know this match is going to happen. You know Javon's going to get cleared, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Ethan Page is fantastic.
So Briggs tells Hank and Tank that he wants a match with them, and they agree. Elsewhere, Ridge tells Tony D that if he can get a true one-on-one match, he'll win the title. A couple of weeks ago, it was a joke, and Tony has people watching his back. Izzy suggests a cage match, and they agree to it.
Yeah, this is why would Izzy recommend that? It benefits Ridge more than it benefits Tony.
Like I said, it's very confusing.
She's acting shady.
Back and forth action to start with Kalani Jordan and Carmen Petrovich, which is the next match. Jada comes out mid-match to watch and distract Kalani as Carmen dives through the ropes onto her. Carmen hits a nice tornado DDT as we go to break. Back from break, we get a lot of back and forth with Jada now on commentary, which Jada did awesome on commentary. Completely blocking Vic's view of the match. Carmen hits a nice sling blade, near fall. We get a beautiful modified angle slam that Kalani hits, and then hits, of course, her split-legged moonsault. She stares down Jada, locks in a crossface until Carmen taps. After celebrating for a hot second, though, Kalani locks it in again. Jada's laughing on commentary. Officials come out to break it up, and then the ref reverses the decision he made and gives Carmen the win. Carmen Petrovich is your winner. Yeah, a reverse decision here.
Yeah, well, that angle slam was something else. It was like a modified spinning angle slam, and then the two split-legged moonsaults into the crossface, just kind of dominating here, just showing Jada that she has that edge to her. Kalani's going with the slow heel turn, and maybe it's just an aggression tactic. I want to think that they're turning her heel here.
Yeah, it's interesting. We'll see what happens with Kalani and Jada. Yeah, Jada on commentary was fun to listen to. She was just laughing and having a really good time. Like, nothing that Kalani did was like affecting her, pissing her off. All she did was laugh about it. She's like, "That's really okay." Stephanie is walking through the NXT parking lot. If you know anything about the NXT parking lot, RK, get out of there. Do you know the NXT parking lot is a playable area on WWE 2K25?
I do know that. Yeah,
it's a dangerous game, man.
They have a pane of glass set across 4 chairs.
I saw that
bus next to it.
I watched the New Legacy guys. They're like, "Oh, we have to try this out," and they did a move, and you just throw somebody through the pane of glass. It's awesome. Yes, she's in the NXT parking lot and is asked about her match at Vengeance Day. She says she burns through everything in her path, and it's over for Fallon's title reign. She tells Fallon that JC and Jasmine can't help her, and she'll see her in hell.
Yeah, short and sweet. Same as Julia, they're protecting both of them in promos by just keeping it short and sweet. which is fine until they build up their English skills. But honestly, I thought she was getting attacked for sure in that parking lot.
Yeah, the only person that we saw, I think, Lola Vice walked by her. That's it. And I was like, oh, no attack. Yeah, they are. I get the whole protecting their English skills, but honestly, both of them, they sound fine when they speak English. It's not, great, but we can understand. I mean, it works. It's
Yeah,
fine.
if they had to cut a long promo, they'd probably
Yeah.
show more.
Yeah. Ava tells Fraxium that they've done a great job. Bailey walks in saying she wants a match with that bitch. Ava's response to this is, which one? Uh, Bailey says, Cora. She's like, okay. And then, by the way, on Twitter, there was a nice exchange. Roxanne put a tweet out and she said, which one? Question marks at Ava. um, it gets set for next week, Bailey versus Cora Jade. Briggs and Inamura walk up and say they've got matches booked. Briggs has Hank and Tank, and Inamura has no quarter catch crew. Ava makes it a triple threat, and they leave. Axiom says if they win that, then they will deserve a title shot.
Yeah, Bailey's putting some time down in NXT, and it's good to see rubbing shoulders with the.
Dude, her schedule, she's every fucking where, isn't she?
Yeah, literally everywhere. She's on Monday night with the match for the
Right.
Eliminator, and then she's down in NXT. Or I think they're in Cincinnati this upcoming week, aren't they? Or did that already happen?
No, it hasn't happened yet.
Nashville? Or yeah, anyways, nonetheless. Yeah, good stuff. And the tag team bit, that was funny. It's just, the callback when, Fraxium did the same things to themselves.
Right. Yeah, see what happens. Sarah Schreiber is with A-Town Down Under and says Obafemi and Trick Williams are pissed. Waller says it's fine, they're the best tag team in WWE, and Theory says they're going to lay it down. Waller says that it's a preview of Vengeance Day when Waller wins the NXT Championship. Theory is a little confused and not happy about that comment. They get cut off by their music and they head to the ring.
Yeah, just more teasing of the split between these two, which I think will happen. I think out of it all, and I've said this and I'll say it again, Theory will become a face, and I think he can run with it. And Grayson's just a natural heel.
Yeah, that probably is going to happen at Vengeance Day, honestly. A-Town Down Under versus Oba, Femi, and Trick Williams. Oba and Trick start off with the classic, will they be able to coincide? Trick tags himself in, of course, right off the hop. Trick starts off hot until Grayson hits him with a very, very, very hard chop. Waller goes for a second one, but Trick ducks, hits Waller with a very, very, very hard chop of his own. Then we get a bunch of Oba and Trick tagging themselves back and forth in and out of the ring. They go outside to have a chat. Waller takes advantage of this and dives over the top rope onto the both of them. We come back from break with Theory and Waller well in control of the match. We get a moment of Trick breaking free, and he gets the hot tag to Oba. Oba comes in and wrecks shop, gaining the upper hand in the match quickly. He gets set up for the huge fall from Grace on Austin Theory when Trick tags himself in. Trick almost gets the pinfall, but Theory breaks it up last second. Oba catches Theory, but then they tumble over the top rope. Eddie Thorpe runs in, nails Trick, allowing Waller to get his stunner off for the 3 count. A-Town Down Under defeats Obafemi and Trick Williams. And then so post match, Eddie's in the ring, stares down Oba, who just turns and walks away. Eddie attacks Trick and whips him with the strap. Officials come out, but Eddie fends them off and then stands over Trick holding the strap high. It
Yeah,
was
the
more like
match.
a what is it called? A bull rope match. What's it called?
That
Strap
was a strap.
strap match or whatever. Yeah, I thought it
Yeah,
was called something. I
strap
thought there was
match.
another name for it. I don't know why.
No, it's a strap. You
Yeah,
know, Punk and Drew just had a strap match.
yeah. Cody had one too recently.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yeah, the match was a match. Typical,
oof.
enemies can they coexist? They
Yeah.
really couldn't, as per
No,
usual.
no.
Eddie though, they're feeling. I'm feeling we're getting a Trick versus Eddie Thorpe strap match at Vengeance Day.
Yeah, I think that's happened. I thought there was another name for the strap match. I don't know why. Anyway, that is the end of the show, but we get the Vengeance Day color bars again, and it closes with a silhouette of just a foursome afterwards.
Well, obviously, this is a new stable coming to NXT. I don't really think there's going to be any OMG moments with it, and
Yeah,
it's just going to be 4 members of NXT creating a stable. But maybe, who knows? It ain't
a
Ricky
lot.
Starks, though. It's
No,
not Ricky Starks.
a lot of speculation on who it could be. I've dug into some of the names people are throwing out. Some of the names are very athletic, exciting individuals to watch. So we'll see. But that's NXT. RK. Final thoughts from pretty good in my opinion. NXT story
Yeah, I
wise,
mean, as far as wrestling goes this week, there were a lot of short matches and just a lot of story built off the matches. The actual wrestling itself was probably a little bit on the weaker side for the show. Um, Not necessarily the wrestling in the matches, but just how they were laid out. It just
hmm
wasn't a lot of wrestling in a sense. It's all story based matches. Um, some good builds leading into the Vengeance Day PLE coming up. I mean, you're obviously seeing the Roxanne Bailey, Julia stuff, and you got the Cora Jade probably inserting her somehow into that match, causing havoc. The strap match, which I can see will get booked. Looks like you're probably going to get a Briggs and Inamura versus Fraxium at Vengeance Day, maybe.
most likely.
Um, yeah, so a lot of build, a lot of build. Still not their strongest show in a while, but it's really hard to have that strong of a show every week when you're the best wrestling show on TV. Period. Usually,
Yeah, it's hard to hit. You can't hit. Can't bat 1,000 every week. So comes and goes. Moving forward to Friday night SmackDown from February 7th, 2025, from Memphis, Tennessee. We, of course, as I hinted, we said get the usual clips of all the wrestlers that are arriving for the show. We got LA Knight versus Jimmy Uso versus Drew McIntyre. That is on tap. It'll be for a spot in the Elimination Chamber. And then the reaction to Charlotte Flair is shown, and it's kind of a mixed bag reaction. But it gets a big reaction. RK Jay Uso, and he sets off the show, making his entrance to the fans. Same as Monday, he soaks it in. The crowd wants an encore Yeet session again, and we get that. When he finally catches his breath, he says he's had a hell of a week. He's got lots of love from family, friends, and the fans. He's here to pick a champion to face at WrestleMania, and he had a chat with Gunther on Monday, so it's only right to come have a chat with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Cody comes out, and he knows what Jay wants to talk about. Jay says he only has two choices, Gunther or Cody. He can stand across from Cody or next to him as new World Heavyweight Champion. Cody says he's got injuries after that ladder match with Kevin Owens at the Rumble, but he doesn't care because the doctor didn't tell him how full his heart was seeing Jay win the Royal Rumble. Goes on to say that he needs to be in the main event of Mania and win, so if Jay chooses him, they should party tonight because it will be the last time until after Mania. Jay understands and they shake hands, but cue up Jacob Fatu's music and he comes out with Tama Tonga in tow. Tama has a mic, and of course we hit the yeah, 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 yeah. And somehow that got over, and it's hilarious and it's awesome. Jacob takes the mic and he addresses both men, and he wants Jay not to get it twisted. It won't be Jay bringing that title back to the family. Jay super kicks Tama. Fatu takes out Jay, then squares up with Cody. Fatu gets the upper hand, but Jay saves the day before the hip attack in the corner. Cody follows with Cody Cutter, sending Jacob Fatu out of the ring.
yeah. Every time Jacob's on screen, he's just a monster star. You can't deny his magnetism. Good stuff from Jay and Cody here. They're friends, but they realize that if they're gonna go to battle, they can't be friends for the next couple months. But we know they ain't wrestling each other. We know.
No, I agree, but hell, it'd be funny. Put a big swerve in people's plans, wouldn't it, if we get Jay and Cody at WrestleMania? But I think we all know where it's going. I think Cody Cena is going to happen at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
We come back from commercial with the news that Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso will be teaming up versus Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga later tonight. Bianca Belair versus Piper and Nevin is taking place for a spot in the Elimination Chamber. Belair starts off quick trying to catch Piper with a KOD right away. Piper gains the upper hand outside of the ring just before we head to a commercial break. We come back, no one really getting an upper hand. Belair going for a KOD. 2 more times, and it's foiled every time. Piper hits a clean Vader bomb for a near fall. Belair gets back up and evades some attacks and finally gets an impressive KOD on the 4th attempt to get the win. Bianca Belair notches her spot in the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, Bianca Belair's display of strength is always impressive. I still think Jordan did it better, but nonetheless, good stuff here. Piper continues to gain crowd reactions now. It's she's starting to get a little bit over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the security detail, Secret Service for Chelsea Green. It's work that gimmick. I like it. It's funny. Yeah, they're giving her the love, giving her the love she deserves. In the back, Katana Chance and Caden Carter are now on SmackDown. Carmelo Hayes interrupts this. Nick Aldis says that there has been a request from Adam Pearce that Carmelo Hayes faces a Raw talent. I do want to add a little more context to this. Carmelo comes in and he says, "Well, I need that John Cena treatment. Go ahead and just put me in the Elimination Chamber match now." Which Aldis doesn't because he says, "Nope, you have a match tonight with a Raw talent," which Hayes objects because he's like, "Dude, we've done this way too many times. I'm tired of it." We learn that talent is Akira Tozawa. Tozawa mocks him with the airball. We get the match set for later. A little more on this. People on the internet, man, kill me. They're like, "What happened to this push? Like, why are we burying Carmelo Hayes?" Dude, have you heard of a build-up for Melo? Like, he's on TV every week. He's had matches with top guys. Chill out. Carmelo's doing fine. I was
Who
worried.
I think it was Sean Ross Sapp who said he heard that Carmelo may be on the chopping block.
Why?
I don't know. It's
he's
Sean Ross Sapp.
Yeah, well, if he was on the chopping block, he wouldn't be on TV every week. I mean, every week he's on
Well,
TV.
Elektra Lopez was just on TV.
She went on every week though. She went in matches every week either. And anyway,
I don't know why you're getting so defensive. I'm just saying something stupid that Sean Ross Sapp said.
well, I mean, Sean Ross Sapp and insert comment here, and it is stupid. You are correct. Post commercial, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa are in the ring. Johnny encourages some boos and calls themselves the BTTITW best tag team in the world. Ciampa says that the Guns will never hold these titles again. 11 years ago, they were DIY's favorite tag team, and now they want everyone to stand and take a moment of silence for them. People on the internet said that nobody stood up for this. People did actually stand.
That's
for
not
this.
true. Like I said, the
Yeah.
crowd is actually starting to react to the DIY.
Yes. Pretty Deadly interrupt this from the ramp. They feel it is important to remind them all the help they've given to them and keep the tag to help them keep the tag titles. In reality, they said all the help DIY has given to help them keep the NXT tag titles. He did say NXT, which was funny, but are
He
we
also
keeping score
said
here?
DIY help DIY.
Yeah, he tried. Nick Aldis interrupts and says DIY in no position to make demands and Pretty Lady don't deserve a title shot, but they can earn one tonight, right now.
Yeah, the tag team division on SmackDown continues to feel important, and Pretty Deadly seems a little bit more credible here, sort of. I mean, they messed up their promo, but it got the point across. Good job
Yeah.
on all of them to continue on, and also Nick Aldis just come out right away and go, "Okay, boys."
Yeah, and right away we're getting the match. DIY are upset that they're having to have this match because they're still in their street clothes, but nonetheless, we have DIY versus a Pretty Deadly. In the notes here, it says Tag Team Championship Eliminator match because guess what? It's literally what that is. It's an eliminator match. We did harp on AEW for doing these all the time, but I mean, this is what it is. If they want a title shot, they can beat the champs here. We come back after a break in progress. Ciampa is stomping away at Prince in the corner. Only 2 minutes and 54 seconds shown of this match, and I mean it was a tag match, non-title, and you know what that means in WWE? The champions are losing. So Pretty Deadly does pick up the win with an assisted roll-up from the rope win.
Yeah, I don't like these types of matches because it's always almost a guaranteed win for the challengers. Thank God they only happen once in a while. Unlike another brand.
Yeah.
Where they happen all the fucking time. I did like the aggression from Pretty Deadly here, though. Nice change from the unseriousness of their gimmicks.
Mm-hmm. Post break, we get the Miz and Andrade in the back. Miz puts Andrade over after their previous match, telling him that he could learn so much from him and he wants to team up. Andrade says, yes, he did learn something, that he can beat the Miz, and he walks off. Cody comes in the shot, and Miz tries to suck up to him and buries the young talent while saying he has his back. Cody doesn't need the Miz to have his back. The Miz says last year was Cody's story, but this year it's Jay's story. He knows Cody wants to be his friend because with that title, you have no friends, and asks what will Cody do if Jay does indeed choose him for Mania. In the background, we see Shinsuke Nakamura lurking. Um, I kind of in my head been thinking, okay, what are they gonna do with the U.S. title? I feel like we're gonna have like a multi-man match at WrestleMania for this, for the U.S. title. I think that's gonna
Oh,
happen.
you just saw that fucking. Here are the predicted matches for
Well,
WWE Wrestling.
can I honestly say I would rather Elimination Chamber have only Elimination Chamber matches, and like you do the qualifying matches for the WrestleMania spot, but then you put the mid card titles in there as well for different matches. Just saying.
They won't do that.
No, I know, but it's me. It's what I like. I know what I like doesn't matter, but just saying. Um,
It's not all about you, Kurt.
yeah. Drew McIntyre comes to the ring for the next match, gets on the mic to announce that he is officially on SmackDown. He was angry, yes, after being eliminated by a coward at the Rumble, but the next morning he had an epiphany when he woke up in his huge house next to his hot wife that he's jacked and handsome and has won at life. He was angry because Raw is a toxic workplace, full of egomaniacs who punish you for being a good guy and telling the truth. Nick Aldis has promised him that he can be himself 100% here, and he's here for Cody, well, the title at least, because it was stolen from him. Jimmy Uso interrupts and talks on the way to the ring, saying every week Drew is living in the past, and he sounds like an ex-girlfriend. No one stole anything from Drew. Drew lost. And now Drew is out here acting like he doesn't have to earn his spot in the Elimination Chamber. Drew says that's cool. This might have pissed him off a few weeks ago, but he's cool. Jay. Oh, but Jimmy, sorry. After 20 years, he can still barely tell them apart, Drew says. He goes on to say that the brothers are very similar, and if Jimmy had just said yeet first, he might be where Jay is right now. Jimmy reminds Drew that he is the big brother and will be punching his own ticket tonight. If Drew wants to get his, he'll have to get through Jimmy first. And the other man in this match, LA Knight, his music hits. He walks and he's talking down in the ring as well. He's got no love for anyone in that ring. Jimmy cost him his title a little over a year ago, and he'll make good on that tonight. He wants to effect good change before he leaves the world and tells all the men and boys that if anything hits you and you have to cry, it's okay. Doesn't make you less of a man, but he goes on to say that there are 3 guarantees in life: death, taxes, and Drew McIntyre crying like a baby. He calls him Drew McIntyre, uh, which gets a nice reaction from Drew. Well, tonight LA Knight will give them both something to cry about when he dashes their Mania dreams. Oh wait! He forgot to get his stuff in. LA Knight, yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I love these constant attacks at the dirt sheets lately by the WWE. It's great.
Yes.
Like I said, if Drew once said, if you didn't hear it from me or on live WWE TV, it's probably not true. Nonetheless, Drew cannot miss with his promos.
Mhm.
The epiphany of when he woke up in his huge house next to his hot wife, knowing that he's jacked and handsome and won. I'm just like, this is so fucking good. And he's so egotistical in that saying, and then goes on to say that Raw's a toxic workplace full of egotistical.
Yep.
It's great. Great stuff. Drew just cannot miss with his promos. Jimmy continues to be one of the funniest guys in WWE. If it
Yes.
wasn't for R-Truth, Jimmy would be the funniest guy in WWE.
Yes.
Jimmy's just hilarious. He's so funny. He's witty. He's quick. It's great. And LA Knight just proves that, yeah, he is a top guy. He is a top guy in this business. And he just wanted to remind people that it's okay to cry,
Mhm.
but Drew McIntyre cries a fucking lot.
Yes, he does. He does. Yes. But Jimmy, yes, the funniness. I love just running across compilations of Jimmy's just moments of being absolutely hilarious and unserious in situations. Like the one where he was sitting on the couch with Roman and he's like, I'm on the IR. I can't compete. And Roman's like, what did you just say? I'm off the IR. I can
I'm
compete.
good. I'm good.
I'm
I'm
good.
good. I can wrestle.
Jimmy's great. Yeah, LA Knight. Anyway, the triple threat match between Jimmy Jay Uso versus LA Knight versus Drew McIntyre. I mean, Drew McIntyre. Fucking hell. We get joy to progress with Drew getting stomped in the corner by both Jimmy and LA Knight. As with most all triple threat matches, chaos ensues. LA Knight gets the upper hand, and Jimmy with the upper hand, Drew with the upper hand. We get a fun spot when LA Knight was bouncing Drew's head off the announce table. Jimmy tries to intervene, but then he gets his head bounced off the announce table as well. Only difference between the two, Drew protected his head while Jimmy just let his head bounce off the table repeatedly. Um, back for commercial forecast. Jimmy almost picks up the win after an Uso splash before Drew pulls the ref out at the last second. By the way, that ref he pulled out was Charles Robertson. And I'm like, Charles,
Yep.
Jesus Christ. Jimmy super kicks Drew for his troubles and goes for another Uso splash, but LA Knight gets the knees up. He gets a small package for another near fall. LA Knight goes for the BFT on Jimmy. He does technically get the BFT off on Jimmy, but at the same time, Drew connected with a Claymore to the back of LA Knight's head, and he pins him. Drew McIntyre is going to the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, man, these three went out there and put on a damn good match. Cool spots and interactions between everyone. Drew winning was kind of obvious, but not in a bad way, as there was a couple spots where maybe Jay or Knight could actually pull out the win here.
Mm-hmm.
And also, with all the Drew always getting screwed things going on, it was in the realm of possibility that Drew could lose this match. But like I said, they're absolutely stacking this chamber this year, stacking it.
Byron Saxton is backstage with Damian Priest, with Priest saying he plans on beating Drew at the Chamber. Braun comes over to remind Priest that he's in a qualifier match with two monsters next week, meaning it's Braun Strowman, Jacob Fatu, and Damian Priest in a qualifying match on SmackDown next week. Priest doesn't care that he has to wrestle him and Jacob next week and says he's not overlooking anything about that match.
Yeah, all I can think about is how Jacob and Braun's feud here is going to cost him their chance of being in the Elimination Chamber. But my God, Jacob in the Chamber, just imagine the crazy shit he could do.
A part of me wishes there would be, we talked about it a couple times, like with the EO thing, just a last chance, like fatal 4-way or some shit for all the losers.
Usually they do that for the last spot,
too.
don't they?
But yeah, I just want Jacob Fatu in that chamber too, because he will do. Yeah, imagine him doing a moonsault off the top of the cages, the chambers. The craziness that could ensue. We come back from break with a recap of Kevin Owens attacking Sami Zayn and laying him out with the package pile driver to close this week's Raw. And then we get a video from Kevin Owens in his Lambo. Looks like he's in his garage. Not sure. I do want to add that in this video that was posted on X, we talked about it with the Girl Scout cookie thing earlier. Kevin likes to tag like random ass people in all of his videos and stuff. Not this time. This was dead serious Kevin Owens. So he says he and Sami have been through a lot, but nothing like that. He shows off the scars on his face from the ladder match and that he's in tremendous pain and it's all Sami's fault. Sami just stood there as he watched Cody try and end his life. Then when he watched back the Rumble this week, and all Sami does is run to help Roman in the corner, but he wouldn't do that for Kevin. He calls Sami a horrible friend, a disgusting human being, and he'll never forgive him, but he will make him pay. And I just want to say, go watch this. Just go watch all of Kevin Owens' promos from his car. Any car he's ever in, just the promos are awesome. And this one, again, oh.
Yeah, Kevin Owens, I want to say he's the greatest heel ever, but is he actually a heel, though? I mean, everything he says, he's very justified in everything he's done.
Yeah.
Very justified in everything
Sami
he's done so
did
far.
just stand there and watch Cody Alabama slam Kevin through a fucking ladder. He just stood there. Yeah, you could make the defense. Well, Sami did go check on him after it happened. You fucking let it happen. And then you let the guy climb the ladder and win the titles and just stood there and didn't do anything. I mean, granted, what could Sami have done? Just stop Cody? Kevin was dead.
Great stuff from Kevin here, though. The emotion in it and everything. You're just like, holy shit, Kevin, what are you doing right now? You're so good.
Up next was a match that did worry me for a minute. I was worried how the ending of this was going to go. Good thing it didn't end how I think. Yeah, I don't know. I was worried here. Okay. Akira Tozawa versus Carmelo Hayes. A short match, really. We had a commercial break in between. Never understood that logic, but here we are again. Akira gets a lot of offense in this match, and it makes you wonder for just a second, is Carmelo going to lose this match? That would have looked crazy. But sure enough, Carmelo catches Akira with a clothesline, then a fadeaway DDT. Hayes goes up top, hits the nothing but net for the 3 count. Carmelo Hayes defeats Akira Tozawa in about, I say about, just hard to, 7 minutes, 33 seconds.
Yeah, like 4 minutes of it was commercial.
Yeah.
Thank God Carmelo got the win here, because that would have been bad. The IWC would have ate that alive. But yeah, hopefully they can find something for Carmelo to sink his teeth into. Because when Carmelo's on top of his game, he's damn fucking good.
Mm-hmm. That's why I mentioned the whole Shinsuke just being in the background of everything, multi-man match at Mania or something. I feel like there's a chance that Carmelo could walk out of Mania a champion, meaning the US champion, but maybe not. Maybe it's too soon. But I do want to say Carmelo, depending on where we are story wise when Money in the Bank rolls around, Carmelo would be a good choice to be a Money in the Bank holder.
Yeah. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. NXT success doesn't always guarantee you main roster success.
And that is true. After the break, we see Jerry Lawler in the crowd. Legend, a voice of our childhoods here. Puppies. The self-proclaimed King of Memphis. The crowd reaction, well-deserved for the King, Jerry Lawler. Backstage, R-Truth is carrying... God damn it, I forgot about this for a split second. Backstage, we have R-Truth carrying Akira Tozawa, but then he just drops him. And when I say he dropped him, you could hear Akira Tozawa just smack the ground. He just falls out of frame, smacks the ground. He sees Jey Uso. Truth congratulates him on winning King of the Ring. Jay says, Royal Rumble. Truth says, damn, that's who? Cody wanders over and asks Jay about Mania. Jay says he would like to face Cody, but wants to beat Gunther too. Ultimately, he's just undecided at this moment.
Yeah, like I said, if it wasn't for R-Truth, Jimmy would be the funniest guy in wrestling. Through all the shenanigans of R-Truth, though, really, when you think about it, getting all the people mistaken and the shows and stuff, he never messes up the twins. He always knows who Jay is. It's a true friend.
That's true. He knows them, but Lord have mercy, Pete Dunne and Butch, he just can't figure it out, huh? Or Tommaso Ciampa and Triple H and Shawn Michaels and Johnny doesn't figure that out, but he knows the difference between Jay and Jimmy Uso. That's for damn sure. All right. Charlotte Flair is coming out, and not really much of a pop. Charlotte gets a mic and tries to suck up to the crowd and asks if they love her or do you hate her? It's kind of like a 50-50 thing. She goes on to say she lives rent-free in everyone's heads. The people are obsessed with her because you should be. She wasn't going to be gone for 14 months and not win the Royal Rumble. She wants to be inspired about her opponent at WrestleMania, and she hasn't felt it against Rhea or Julia. Here comes Tiffany Stratton, though, and she congratulates Charlotte on winning and calls herself a fan of Charlotte. She thought WWE couldn't survive without Charlotte, but no one cared when she got injured. Now Tiffany is here, and WWE is hotter than it's ever been, and Tiffany is at the top of that. Charlotte tells Tiffany not to speak until she is spoken to. Tiffany says she has been compared to Charlotte ever since she appeared on WWE TV, that she is the next Charlotte, blah, blah, blah. And she tells Charlotte to pick her so she can beat her at her first WrestleMania so she can prove that she is the one and only Tiffany Stratton. Charlotte says she called Rhea a kid on Monday, and tonight she only sees a child before her, begging her to be made a star, and if Tiffany wants to be chosen, she has to get down and beg for it. Nia interrupts this with Candice LeRae. Nia says the Blondie back and forth was cute and all, but it doesn't matter because Jax is going to be champion again. She's getting a title shot next week on SmackDown, so Charlotte wants that belt. She's going to have to go through her. Charlotte says she will be here next week to see what happens. And then Alyssa's music hits, and she comes out for a match, and that huge pop for Alexa, of course. I was pissed. You do your thing. Why didn't they give Alexa a mic? I just wanted Alexa that's got a promo. Haven't got a promo from Alexa yet. It's coming.
We'll get it.
It's coming.
Here's the third appearance of WWE trying to shove Charlotte down our throats this week.
Whoa, hold on. She said straight up on Monday she was going to be on every show, and she did. Does
that make my statement any less true?
She's the. Every time I say this now, I think of Alexa back in the day, when she was like on the swing set. She was making fun of Charlotte when she's like, Charlotte, we get it. We love, respect me. You have to respect Charlotte because I'm Queen, and I'm Charlotte. And I was like, that's all I think of. But this is the Queen, man. She's going to come out. She's going to do her thing. The crowd being 50-50, I get it. She actually got cheered more on NXT than any of them, but yeah, I get it. I get where you're coming from, but
they got to be careful here. They got to be careful here, or she's going to wear out her welcome real quick.
Just go full heel. Just do it. Quit trying to be
100%. Just go full heel already. Leave all that other shit behind and just go full heel. I felt all the show's promos with her were dragged down by the ambiguity.
Ambiguity.
Big word for wrestling fans. Not yeah. There you go. Anyways, nonetheless, just go full heel, get it done with, be the queen. Stop with this fucking pandering to the fucking masses.
Fair enough. Up next, Alexa Bliss versus Candice LeRae for a spot in the Elimination Chamber. The crowd for the start of this match seemed dead, and I wouldn't put that on Alexa. I feel like Candice LeRae isn't much of a draw, and the outcome was kind of just written when the match was announced. Nonetheless, we get a good back and forth. We go into a break, we come back. Alexa is just gaining momentum, and the crowd did wake up a bit, and then we get a screen glitch mid-match. Wyatt. It was not technical difficulties, by the way. It was very Wyatt 6-esque. The finish comes when Alexa catches Candice running into her, and she hits a DDT version of the Sister Abigail and gets the count. Alexa Bliss is locked in to the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, man, the crowd kind of killed this match at the start. Like, they were dead. I was like, what the fuck is going on? But it makes sense. Candice LeRae's not, like, this isn't a high-profile match, and we know what the outcome is before it even happens. So, we were both kind of picking on Wade and Vic for going the Abigail DDT. But if you go back and watch how Wade Barrett does the move and how Alexa did the move there, she altered it a bit to be more of a DDT than a sidewinder, I guess, a flatliner.
Yeah,
in a sense.
Wade, did you mean Bray Wyatt? You said Wade Barrett did the DDT. I was just confused. I think you meant Bray.
I said Vic Joseph and Wade were calling it the Abigail DDT, and Bray Wyatt.
You said Wade again after you didn't say Bray, but that's what threw me off. That's why I look confused. You said if you look
Wade do the DDT?
You said if you look at the way Wade did the DDT, it's a little different. You meant to say Bray. I got it.
Yeah, well, whether I said it or meant it, Wade didn't ruin my flow. Where was I? Anyways, yeah, it's a different different alteration of the move. So they were actually correct, but we were making fun of them.
Yeah, because I never heard it called that before, and then
but it's actually a different move now. It's more of a DDT than a flatliner.
You have
the crossroads.
You have the movement of the Sister Abigail, but then a little bit of a Bliss touch to it. So,
well, she flips the hold, like Bray Wyatt holds over top. She flipped it to underneath and then spun her into a DDT.
Her finisher for a while was a legit DDT. Like that was one of her finishers.
And so anyways, nonetheless, it looked good. We were making fun of them. They were right, though. We were wrong.
Yeah, it happens. But hey, good to see Alexa back, though. Just, I like it. You're not, a little rusty, I guess, but we can't. It's first match, right? You don't really count the Rumble as a match per se, but
they could have done a lot more with a lot less in this match. We didn't need a 10-minute Alexa Bliss versus Candice LeRae.
That's fair. On to what RK said in the news about the Street Profits was a great promo, and I agree with him, man. Go watch this promo if you get the time. They say they wouldn't be here if the Guns hadn't stolen their spot. They're sick of DIY as well, and they're done being the victims. They have their passion back, and they're pissed off and sick of teams breaking up and getting back together when they realize that the grass isn't greener as a singles act. Well, they've always been together, and be careful now because they want the smoke. This is where the line, life's a crutch, and you can see me walking on it through the crutch. Montez was also just fiery in this. It's like, you done pissed off the Street Profits. It was good. This is promo money.
Oh, yeah, no, it's great. Goosebumps from this one. Just fantastic shit from the Profits here.
Legit goosebumps. You did. You looked in the camera, you put your arm up, and you're like, look at this. It's true. Man, fiery. So I don't think they're heels here, are they?
No.
They're
No,
just
they're pissed off.
they're pissed. Yeah, they're pissed off. That's a new term. They're not heels. They're not faces. They're either justified, Kevin Owens, or pissed off, Street Profits. Byron Saxton is with the guns in the back. Alex Shelley says the Profits can come kick them out of there if they're that mad. This is interrupted by Angel and Berto, and they want to step up to the plate. They start arguing with them until Santos comes in and says they're really upset because the Profits started all of this by attacking Los Garza, but if the Guns want to fight, they'll get one next week. Is this the main event? This is the main event. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. Of course, it's the main event. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso taking on Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. Cody and Tama start with Cody trying to get the upper hand early. Tama tags in Fatu quickly. Cody tries to hit a Cody cutter on Jacob, but we all know a Samoan's head. Yeah, good luck. We know how that goes, and we go to break. Back to action. Jacob and Tama are all over Cody. They're dominating until Tama accidentally runs into Jacob, and we get a split second for Cody to get the hot tag to Jay. Jay runs wild on Tama for a bit and then gets a near fall before Jacob breaks it up. Jacob drops Jay with a super kick and a sliding clothesline by Tama for a near fall. Jacob and Tama gain the upper hand on Jay until he finds enough strength to get attacked at Cody. Cody starts throwing hands at Jacob, catches him with a power slam, then a disaster kick. Cody has to go for a super Cody cutter, which connects with Jacob, but he then powers out a 1 count to shock everyone. Remember, wink, wink, Samoan's heads. It doesn't work on them. Near falls are had by everyone here. The finish comes when Jacob hits a super kick on Cody and then hits the ropes, but Jay trips him up and hits a super kick for his troubles. Jay follows that with a suicide dive. Jacob tumbles over the announce table. Cody hits Tama in the ring with the crossroads to get the 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso defeat Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, this match was fun. Jacob continues to show that he belongs right in the mix with the top billed stars of the company. Jacob with a hell of a sell on that suicide dive. Like,
yeah. Yes.
Just a SmackDown, buddy. Chill out. You could have just hit the table and drop, but no, go tumbling over, take out all the chairs, almost kill Joe and Wade. But cool stuff, good stuff. Good job, Jacob. That's why you are actually right up there where you belong. The ending here was never really in doubt. You're not going to have Cody and Jay lose here, but Tama eats the pin as per usual.
Yep. And then to close the show, a hooded figure appears and hits a Samoan spike, and Solo Sikoa is back. He took out Cody Rhodes, and that is the finish right there to SmackDown. So I'm sure you got some thoughts on Solo, and yeah, that was SmackDown for you. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, overall fine show. Probably the strong. No, it's hard to say actually. We'll get to that in a second. NXT was not the best show this week.
No,
anyways, nonetheless, overall fine show. A few good matches. The triple threat and the tag match shined. Both fantastic matches. A couple matches fell flat, unfortunately. The others were average show matches. So, your up, down, up arc of a show. Big selling points of the show this week were what will Jay and Charlotte do with the Mania title matches, and we are no closer than we were at the start of the night. Jay makes sense as he's conflicted, but Charlotte, just say it's against Charlotte 2.0 and get it over with already. Like, Jay, I get. Charlotte, we know who you're going up against. And
I think we know where Jay's
really honestly Jay's going to, but he's conflicted, right? He's
right.
Anyways.
Can I just say real quick? Charlotte took the shot at Rhea and called her a kid, and she called Tiffany a child, and she told Julia that the hype's real. She didn't really take shots at Julia. So is she going for Julia?
If she does, I'll be the dumbest thing for the second time in the history of WWE. I felt Charlotte's promos this show, NXT, they didn't hit and they dragged the shows down a bit when they did happen. But I don't really blame that all on Charlotte. There was other people in those promos, but
yeah, I also don't blame it all on Charlotte because I don't know if the creative team understood what kind of reaction she was going to get, but I feel like at the same time you should know that the crowd's probably going to boo Charlotte.
You should just go lean in, Queen, full heel, do it, get it done with.
Do it, seriously.
Solo is back, and that is honestly the highlight of the week outside of Kevin Owens' promo. and the Street Profits. There's a lot of highlights, actually. What am I talking about? Solo's back.
A lot of
That's
people
great.
pissed. A lot of people pissed at that.
Oh, we're gonna get another Cody and Solo match. I thought they
That's
were
the
done.
reaction.
Fuck off. Solo is so good at what he does, and look at him from a year ago to where he is now. The dude grew and carried the Bloodline story for the entire time Roman was not here.
Yeah, I still, maybe they do a Cody Solo thing at Chamber. I still, part of me feels like there's going to be a point where Jacob and Solo are going to just kind of split, and that might be a Mania match right there.
Yeah, it's fine. Solo's amazing. Solo's you don't carry a storyline of that much weight,
right?
When you lost Roman for 7 months, and the
we can be
Bloodline
skeptical.
story carried on.
We be honest, we were very skeptical. We were like,
I didn't think it was going to be possible. I did not think it was going to be possible.
He did a great job.
At first, like the first promo right after WrestleMania, it was, oh, this is not going to be good. But then he grew into it, and it was just like, this dude is funny. He's hilarious. He's got that mean streak. He can do it. He's fantastic. And now this whole the walking out on the crowd a month ago, this back now still hasn't said anything. What's going through Solo's mind? It's great shit. Great shit. So good.
Alrighty, that closes SmackDown down and leads us to the end of the show here. Of course, we always have to end the show with a couple questions, and that first being, RK, what was your show of the week?
It's a toss-up, man. I was Raw. I gotta go with Raw. Raw, I enjoyed start to finish, and the 2.5 hour time just feels right.
Yeah, I'm going SmackDown, and I have my reasons. We'll get to this, whatever the week, but SmackDown. I agree. The 2.5 hours for Raw is perfect. This 3 hour SmackDown didn't have a lull that bad for me, where I was over it or bored. I enjoyed SmackDown start to finish, so I'm going SmackDown. Superstar of the week, wrestler of the week, RK. What you got?
It's so tough. You got Drew, you got Jimmy, you got Jay, you got R-Truth, you got Kevin, you got Solo. Honestly though, Kevin though, that promo was fucking fire.
Kevin works. I'm probably a sucker for this, but this is just me because she was my girl. She was my favorite. Alexa Bliss. Just because she's back in the ring doing her thing. And because we got the little tease of the Wyatts involved in that Alexa match.
Somebody, so it was officially said today or yesterday or whatever that the person injured in the Wyatt Six and why they haven't been on TV is Bo Dallas, actually. So the post afterwards, like, well, what does that have to do with 7 PLEs, 2 Saturday Night Main events, and they haven't been on any of those? And what about the other 4? Couldn't they be wrestling without Bo Dallas? It's like, well, no, not really.
So I do want to bring up
the Wyatt Six don't work without Uncle Howdy. It really just doesn't work.
You bringing up the fact that Bray Wyatt. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find this tweet while I'm talking. I wish I could find it. Maybe he deleted it. He may have deleted it. So there was a comment made that Karrion was the one that hurt Uncle Howdy in one of their matches. And I think he deleted the tweet, actually. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Yeah, he deleted it. But he replied to somebody that was kind of trashing him and was like, look at him. He's reckless. He hurt. And he responded. He was like, how stupid are you? That's not what happened at all. And blah, blah, blah. Karrion didn't hold him back. But I think he deleted the tweet because I cannot find it. But anyway, I'm intrigued to see what they do with Alexa. I think her doll has a 6 in the eye or something like that. I don't know if we talked about that.
I pointed it out to you. But yeah, there's a 6 in her eye.
Yep. So yeah, Alexa Bliss tickets punch to Elimination Chamber from her and a few others. Looking forward to another good week of wrestling coming up. We got the Raws, we got the NXTs, SmackDown, and the 15th Saturday. That is Vengeance Day for NXT. Looking forward to that as well. With that being said, that's a wrap. That's episode number 40 here for This Week in Wrestling from Top Rope Renegades. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Kurt. That is RK, and we will talk to you guys next time.